I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a prayer. I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists, damn right, it's true. When you start the day on mute for like 3 minutes, it's awesome. Just so you know. Just so you know. Hi, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama, talking trash and truths. And I forgot to turn my mic back on. So I just had a whole conversation with myself. It could have been worse. I did it once for like 40 minutes and it was terrible. But here we are. So let me mute my phone because I have a feeling whoever starts watching this is going to say, hey, I couldn't hear you for the first 2 minutes. Yeah, well, no shit. On the upside, YouTube couldn't find any no words in the beginning. So whatever. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day. We're just going to pull a mulligan and do it over. So we're starting here. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day, September 27th. It's 8:03 a.m. on the East Coast. I know. Hi, Rabbit. Hi, Lady Awesome. Good day. Lady Awesome said, sweetie, you're on mute. There are so many people in this world who would love to mute me. And I just did it to myself. Isn't that typical of me? I woke up and I said, I shouldn't do this today because I have a very bad feeling for me today. And I'm trying to combat it in any way I can, but it's just not working. T-Rex, good day. I'm a dumbass, but we already knew that. Why are you a dumbass? I think you're fine. Amelia Sparkles. Hi. Good day. Can hear you loud and clear. Is it too loud? I'll turn it down. Sometimes the gain gets a little wonky on here. You just wanted a private moment. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Lady said, oh, wait, I was behind. Oh, no. T-Rex, I fucked up with this delivery. Now I can't get anyone to come help me. Okay, the important part is just don't panic. It's okay. If you contacted your dispatcher, maybe he has some numbers for you. But just don't panic, okay? If anything, just see if you can call maybe your trainer from before and see if he has any advice for what happened. I'm sorry, honey. I haven't seen you except in chats, but he said, I'm fine. I just need someone to come out of the freaking building. Blow the horn? I mean, depending on where you are, maybe they don't start work yet. It could be an empty building. Not everybody works all night like the rest of us. Today's subject title, like the stream title. Again, words are not my friend today, so I'm gonna be screwing up like a lot, just so you know. So let's jump in and see how much I can screw up. That's always fun. Look, lost somebody already. Like, whatever. I can't. The only reason I'm looking at it is because the title is above. All right, so follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
I'm short, but I'm not quite that short. I picked that because, let's face it, we all know the story of Dorothy going on the yellow brick road. And she always wound up getting off and like deviating off and picking up people along the way. But what she did was she picked up people that helped her, that automatically cared for her out of gratitude. And I kind of feel like that story is, it's a sack of shit is what it is. Because when you deviate, you don't always pick up people that are helpful. You pick up people who are quite happy to keep you off your path. At least that's been my experience. Have I run into a few that encouraged me to at least try to go back on the right path? Very few and far between. For the most part, the people that I meet, they're quite happy being off their chosen path and doing whatever it is their little hearts desire, and being hedonistic and selfish and mean and violent and gluttonous and jealous. It feels like when you're off the path, you run into all the big sins. They're not little anymore. It's not that you're disobeying your mother and father, or it's not that you kind of want something that somebody else has and, you're going to work for it. It's about giving into those baser parts of ourselves to take an easier route. And that's the thing. Your path is never going to be easy. I mean, I'm sure for some people, occasionally it'll look easy. And in the world of social media, everybody likes to pretend that they have shiny, happy lives and they never experience any kind of, like pitfalls. And I put it right in my subheading. Every journey has its perils and pitfalls. Rise up. And that's what you have to do. You have to rise up. You have to get above it. Good morning, Outpost Nerd. How you doing? T-Rex said they're in there. They just won't come out. maybe you're intimidating. I'm just gonna sit here and wait until they come out or 8 a.m. happens and the office starts answering their phone. Oh no. We're back in Kansas or Oz? I kind of live with one foot in one and one foot in the other, which means eventually I'm just going to split. Winning Reality, good morning. I hope you had a good night. I hope all of you had a good night. It's still very crappy outside here. I don't know. Like, we didn't get any kind of snow last winter. We got hardly any rain during spring and summer. And now it seems like it's all going to just be a deluge for like ever. It was raining the other day. The thing said it was sunny. I was like, do these people not look out a window? Anyway, I had really good days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and most of Tuesday. I did a lot of soul searching. I sorted through a lot of things, very heavy emotional things that I've never addressed. I couldn't even look at them. And I got a lot of them, you know, examined them, turned them this way and that, like I do. Observe from every single angle I could and deal with them. And it's difficult. It's very, very difficult because there's so many things that I didn't do as a kid. So many milestones and emotional, growth, like developmental stages that I just failed at or that other people failed me in. And I want to talk about that next week. I just have to brush up um on Paget and his stages because I think that's really important for people to understand. In this world, you can't skip steps. And when we do skip them, or when we have the adverse effect instead of the um, developmentally appropriate positive aspect, it damages you. It limits your ability to do so many things, to think on a different level, like a critical thinker, or be able to talk back to people in a rational way and not be all emotion. I definitely skipped that step. Uh, there's trust and mistrust where, when you're a baby, you blindly trust that somebody, when you cry, is going to come along and take care of what you need. And it becomes this conditioning. You cry, they take care of you. You cry, they take care of you. But what happens to the baby that cries and nobody picks them up? What happens to the baby who is starved in every way? That, they have to wait sometimes a whole day to eat, and the food that they get is not good, not nutritious. It's not tasty. And there's no benefit to it except chew and swallow, chew and swallow. It's, I think that bothers me a lot more than it should. The the food thing with my mother. Because I remember them not having food for meals. Um, I remember her giving me, like, chicken broth, just plain chicken broth. And I don't mean like the good kind. I mean like a cup of hot water and, like a bouillon cube thrown in. I mean that would be dinner some nights. Um, my father always had his dinner. He always had, big steak, whole freaking chicken, because he was the master of his home. He was the king. He was the overlord. So he got whatever he wanted. If anybody else went hungry, fuck them. He wasn't going hungry. He was the man. And then my mother would get, some food, and then me and the dogs. It's funny how I always wound up with the dogs. There's like a whole bunch of, like, I don't know, negative connotations that are pinned onto somebody being called a dog. Well, rough, rough. At least I could count on them. They were there for me. How sad is that when a 2-year-old, 3-year-old knows that they can count on dogs to keep them safe, but not their parents? That's a fucked up world to grow up in. But that's where my journey started, right? It started rocky. It started, you know, I guess in limbo. Where do babies go when they die and they're about to be brought back? Like, do they go to limbo? Where does their soul go? Does it stay with them? because God knows he's going to bring you back, or just go off into the ether, and then when they bring you back, it comes rushing back? What if it's not your soul that comes back? These are the things that keep me up at night. What if I don't have my soul? What if I don't have my whole soul? You know, what happened to my sister? Where did her soul go? When did that leave? You know, I spent months with a dead baby next to me, and it killed me. Literally, if you break it down, that's exactly how it goes. That's the brutal truth of what happened. Even gone, she took as much nutrition as she needed, because the body doesn't stop. Sometimes the messages don't get through. So, did she suck up my soul? Did I suck up part of her soul? Did they both leave? Did they come back? Whose came back? Was it hers? Was it mine? You know, when I unalived myself, where'd it go then? It had 7 minutes to roam around. What's the time like on the other side? Does it stretch out? Does it compress? What? Like, is it 7 minutes here and 7 minutes there? Or is it 7 minutes here, 70 years there? Or is it 7 seconds there? Seven, that number always, it follows me everywhere. God, even my birthday equals 7, 3, 3, and 1. What would it have been like? Now this goes back to Monday's what if. I've been doing that. I told you guys not to do it. Well, you know, teacher, you know, doctor, heal thyself. But I I can't help but play out the what ifs in my head. And if you've learned anything from me talking about CPTSD, the catastrophic thinking is, it's the worst part, because I go right to the worst case scenario. I go right to the cataclysm, you know, to the Armageddon of it all. And this is why I nuke things in my life. I just sit back and look at it and go, yeah, no, it's time to go. Or it's time to stay. I don't like this. I don't like that. And in my head, I hear you saying, you know, Shelley, you do a lot of I statements, but I take care of a lot of people. A lot. And I take care of me. So most of my statements are going to be I statements. For as many people as have come into my life, I've still always walked alone. I did a video like a while back, probably in like November, that I called My Walk with God. Because my walk with God isn't like anybody else's, and it shouldn't be. Everybody has to have their own individual relationship with God. I also said I wasn't going to talk about religion on here, and I kind of, well, blew that out of the water. I haven't been reading the chat because I didn't want to lose my train of thought, but I shall go back. Let's see, where are we going back to? What the hell? How far back do I have to go? I'm fine. Just need some winning. They came out to my truck twice already, and now they just think I'm crazy, but I actually figured out what happened this time. Okay. Amelia said it's wet and cold since Friday here. I don't mind the cold. It's the constant rain. It's just not helpful. T-Rex, there's 7 pallets on my truck that they ordered of Pillsbury cookies, and I'm sure that Aldi's wants their product, and I'm not going to leave it till they take it off the truck, because that's my ass. Okay, but how did that go wrong? In your MERS, my daughter she put her Christmas tree up that I bought her already. She isn't even given the pumpkin his day. And she was born a few days before Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's one of my absolute favorite holidays, if not the favorite. I always kind of waffle between Halloween and Christmas, but Christmas around here hasn't been very jolly. Yeah, my kids they don't even care about a tree anymore. It's sad. I put the tree up and they're just like, meh. Like, wow, I did all that goddamn work. So last year I didn't do it. I didn't even bother putting it up, and nobody noticed a difference. Nobody cared. Christmas was just another day. It's like the joy has just been sucked out of my whole freaking house. Ah, T Rex, a whole chicken. What the fuck? I can't even eat a whole chicken. Oh, please. My father could eat like two easily. Yeah, no, that man, Have you ever seen like the old movies of like Henry VIII and he's eating like mutton and big ass turkey leg and everything's just like um dripping down his beard and everything. It's so gross. That's how my father used to eat. I can't watch that kind of shit in movies. In Lord of the Rings, when the old dude is like eating the plums or whatever, and you see all the juice go, I'll throw up. I will. I will throw up because just the focus of it, and it just because that's the way he ate. He ate with his hands, and he just shoveled it into his mouth, and it would like just cascade down the whole front of him, and it was noisy and bleh. And it'll make me throw up. It'll make me throw up for reasons. And the reasons are like right there. They're right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't. Rabbit, I should, and maybe some Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. Give her a box of pumpkin ornaments for her tree. That's so cute. Yes, do that. Amber L. Hi, honey. How are you? I got your message the other day. I love you too. She said, I love you, Shelly. You're so much more than a dog to me. Ruff. I like it smooth. I like it rough. Let's see. Her soul was absorbed into you. Well, it wouldn't be the first time I sucked something into me. I wasn't going to go there, but whatever. I, I can't. I'm trying to use humor to like push the thought away. But I have a feeling today's the day because I got to get past this. I got to do it. And it feels like I've been leading up to this. And this is all about the path and deviation and everything, right? So it's part of my path. Maybe because it's on that path and it's got to be dealt with. Maybe that's why I left it. Maybe that's why I took such a hard, left turn and just ran for anything but where I was headed. I don't know. T-Rex said, to be honest, I like my dogs more than most people, but not more than any of you fine folks. Especially you, Shelly. I love you, T-Rex. I do. You're so funny. I don't know, but it's beautiful. When I got pregnant with my daughter, my son came to me in a very vivid dream. He was a bright light and was hovering over a bright light in me. They connected, then he went up. Oh, Inya. That's beautiful. Amber, I don't want to think about unaliving today. No, we're not going to talk about that part. we already discussed that. We both know that's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Some people can't get past what was done. I've moved past what was done, but I haven't dealt with how it made me feel or how it changed me. And I have to. I have to be able to show that vulnerability, or I'm gonna close right up. And if I close up one more time in my life, I'm never gonna bring those walls down again. I'll never do it. Um, I want to know that story one day, Shelley, but I don't think today's the day. Well, luckily, I don't think I am going to base what I need to do on anybody else. I've done that my whole life. I'm not doing it. If I feel the need to do it, I'm going to do it. No offense. Did you watch Steve Gosney's show on Catholicism last night? No. Amber, I hate Christmas. I even wrote a song about hating Christmas. I don't do Christmas celebrations anymore. My husband passed on December 28th. He was determined not to pass on Christmas. I get that. Rabbit, I'm sorry, Christmas is hard for me too. My mom's birthday is the 23rd. So I have to try really hard to not stay drunk and numb for my kids. Yeah, I know. Like I said, grandma passed on New Year's Eve, and my father passed a half hour before she did. Literally a half an hour. I don't know. I love Christmas, but at least Halloween, I get to see something different. Not that we get trick or treaters, because God forbid. Winning reality, don't worry, T-Rex. When you get that monkey, it'll take first place and we'll all understand. Yep. Amber L, is it really a temporary problem anymore, Shelley? It feels pretty damn persistent to me. T-Rex said, give me 1 second to think that one through. T-Rex, I'm not talking about what happened when you died for... No, I'm talking about what happened when you died for 7 minutes. You said you'd tell me one day. Tell you from start to finish? Yeah, I'll tell you one day, just me and you. Because YouTube would frown upon the graphicness. Amber. Honey, if I thought that it was permanent, these problems, I wouldn't be here. You know that. Of all people, you know that. I teeter on the edge. It doesn't matter that I didn't want to pass away in the hospital. I didn't want to pass away on somebody else's terms. Everything is always done on my terms in my life. That's my control factor. If I'm dedicated to somebody, that's my choice. They didn't make me do shit. If I break up with somebody, it's my reasons. If I go out with somebody, it's my reasons. I don't need to tell anybody else, like what I'm doing or why. I'll tell them after the fact. But most of the time when I plan to do something, nobody's going to know. That's a witch adage. I grew up never, ever, ever tell somebody your true intentions, because they will sabotage you. And the better your intentions, the more they will gun for you. I mean, of course, she said it in different words and much more Italian, but that's basically how I've viewed most of my life. I don't tell people the important stuff until it's not as important and they can't fuck with it. Because whenever I share like something I'm excited about, somebody will come along and ruin it. Never fails. It never fails. There are people in this world who cannot exist unless they're shitting on you and taking something from you, because they're not enough to take things for themselves. They don't have the drive, or they don't have the talent, or they don't have the brains, they don't have the wit, they don't have the looks, they don't have anything that they're bitching about you for, that's what they don't have. That's what people don't seem to get. When people come after you, they're not hating something in you. They're jealous because they can't possess it. They can't do it. I love you so damn much, Shelly. I'm the same way. Thank you. You said you're the same way. I'm going to keep you to that. Bitch, I will hold you to that. That was an excellent typo. Or it was just very clever. Either way, I love it. No, I see people like you, Amber, and you put yourself out there over and over and over, and you pour yourself into your music, and you don't care what anybody thinks because that music is you. It comes from your heart. It doesn't matter if it's not well received. It doesn't matter if it's, applauded. It's you expressing yourself. And I will always support you in that. I'll support anybody in expressing themselves if they're doing it in a healthy way. And I think your music for you is the healthiest thing that you do. I mean, I know you smoke, so you have that little bit of disregard for yourself. Most smokers do. They do it because it's a habit. They do it because, it makes them feel better, even though they know it doesn't. But in their mind, they're tricked to feeling better. And a lot of us do it because it's a comfort. It used to be an acceptable comfort. And now it's kind of like, you smoke and everybody looks at you like, ew. It's like, good, get away from me. Like, it's fine. Lady Awesome knows. She's like, yeah, no, light it up so you get the hell away from me. I mean, people really look at you with like derision now. They like do that snarly kind of ew face. It's like, fuck you. Without this cigarette, I'd be punching you in the face. Have a nice day. So the smoking thing cracked you up. Rabbit, I wanted to unalive after my husband left. And then I met all you wonderful people and it pulled me back from the brink. I'm so grateful God led me here. I love all of you. Oh, fuck me, Rabbit. Honey, what will we do without you? You can't go having those thoughts anymore. God, woman, I've never met you and I love you so much. And I hurt for you. I do. But Rabbit, you had a husband who loved you, who you loved. You were best friends. You didn't, whatever happened before you met him made you into somebody that he loved. You knew love, reciprocal love, which is so, oh God, it's so rare because people suck, Rabbit. They really do. They want to just hurt you and use you, and you're there as long as you're convenient. As long as you fit into that box they make for you. You had something special. And I would think when he passed, yeah, half your heart and soul went with him. But don't forget, he left half his heart and soul with you. Maybe you just found us so we could remind you that, it was still there. You were still lovable. Jesus, Rabbit, it's like a magic friggin' skill, the way people love you. You belong here with us. Your work isn't done yet. If you think about it, you're kind of right back in the trenches with us, like we rely on you not to do anything, fantastic or amazing or whatever. We don't expect miracles, but you're just there. You're constant. You're kind. You're gentle. Even when you're telling us we're being idiots.
I don't do well with gentle, Rabbit. You disarm me all the time. I can't, I don't ever want to think of you hurting yourself ever. And I know the thoughts that can creep in when you're lonely, especially when you don't feel good and it's scary because you're by yourself. Honey, trust me, I've lived most of my life by myself, for myself, taking care of kids. So I know how lonely and scary it can get. But you're not alone. You know, you have us. You always have us, and we keep our rabbit hopping. She said, don't cry, Shelly. I'm now celebrating every day because of you, and I'm so happy to know you. I'm happy to know you too, Rabbit. I am. You're a wonderful person. Sometimes I wonder if I deserve you because you have this sweeping kindness. And you generate this lovely, warm energy that I feel every single time you're in chat. I don't even have to know, like, see your name. I know you're there. Because you're just awesome, Rabbit. You really are. And I love you. I really do. So don't go anywhere, okay? I know I can be a trial. I know. It is what it is. Amber L, online relationships are real relationships. Of course they are. If anything, they tend to be a lot more revealing. God. Because you have to get to know the person. You have to deal with them. You have to, learn their tones and learn their, like their routines and, you can't touch them, so you can't bypass the getting to know them part. There's no there's always like sexting and shit like that, but I mean, that's how long does that take? It's not going to take up like the rest of the conversation. You have to actually speak to somebody to establish an online relationship, or there's nothing that's going to keep you gravitating toward one another. Sure, you could lie, but it's hard to lie for that long. I mean, unless you're pathological about it, which granted, I do know quite a few people that are like that. Unless you're pathological about it, I don't see how that's going to work. Because eventually they all trip themselves up. T-Rex said, I've never been the type to attack people about my insecurities. I'd much rather attack myself, be hypercritical of myself, and wolf to improve myself. You howl to improve yourself? Or you're a loner to improve it? I don't get the wolf reference. I mean, ow, but no. By the way, my voice is shot because I've been doing nothing but talking since, birth. Amber said, Rabbit, I love you so purely. She loved you purely and I love you dirty. So there you go. And we love you all the emotions and colors of the rainbow that doesn't belong to those letter people. Like just the real one, the beautiful one. Hey, Suzanne. How are you? Rabbit said, I'm too strong to do anything to myself. Yeah, and work to improve yourself. There you go. Work, not wolf. I wondered. I was like, but for some reason I couldn't make the leap. Hello, T3 and everyone. This is my last day around. What does that mean? Your last day around. I don't get it. Can you explain? Because we were just talking about unaliving and I really don't want that. So let's not go there. I mean, if we have to go there, we will. Don't get me wrong. But what do you mean? Because even me going down the path of this damn podcast, I'm going to stop and say, huh? Like, talk to us. Tell me what's going on. I'll give you time to type and I'll just continue. But we will come back to this. So type it up. Don't forget, guys, I have a delay. I cannot see your stuff for like 15 seconds. I have it on super low latency, but that doesn't mean anything. It's still a delay. I have a feeling that this stream is going to have like no watchers, and that's fine. As long as you guys are here, I don't care. Come on, Suzanne, tell me what's going on. I read something yesterday that said the journey to love is transformative. And the first thing I thought of is, well, at least then YouTube can't give it a strike, but I'm sure they would anyway if they could. And I was like, well, this is definitely the group to talk to about, transformative work, because y'all understand what it's like to take something and change it and, try to mold it to what you want. Love does that to you instead of you doing that to yourself. Love can open your eyes. It can make you feel like nothing in the world is out of your reach. Everything is attainable. Every dream, every single step takes you somewhere where you need to be, where you want to be, closer and closer to that goal of what everybody wants. I mean, people, they bitch and moan about the soulmate thing. I don't believe you have one person who's your soulmate. But I do believe there's a soul out there that will fit yours better than anybody else. That when that part of their soul meets your soul, the bond is so absolute that it can't be broken. That you're going to get to a point where everything just makes sense and you're stronger and you're better and you don't get why. Where things start falling into place and you're motivated and you have this positive outlook on everything. Somebody told me I had an anger demon. I don't think that's true. I think I have different demons. And I know who all of them look like. And I want to be rid of them. I don't want to hear the insults anymore. I don't want to look in the mirror and want to put my fist through the glass. Because it doesn't matter what's staring back at me. It's all crap anyway. It's all crap. I have not met with a lot of positivity in my life. I've met a lot of positive people. They're positive for others. But for some reason, that just, whoa. Okay, so now, if anybody's, in touch with the expert, you could tell him that a shadow just went right across my wall. Right across. And I mean, it was fast. There's nobody in my living room but me. I ain't thinking about it. Nope. Because I see spirits all the time, but they actually have form. I don't know what the hell that was, but it was super fast. It went right toward the window. Now I gotta fucking salt my windows. God damn it. Anyway, well, Halloween's coming. Oh, fuck, Shelly seeing shadow people now. No, the last time I saw a shadow in this house was right around this time when I was pregnant with Connor. And I was laying on my bed and all the lights were out except for the night light. And Vicky was like half asleep in the chair that was in my room. And she's just laying there. She didn't make a shadow. Nothing was making shadows on my wall. Nobody was moving. Jill was sitting on the floor just talking. And I'm laying there because I was having like contractions and stuff. Because I always got like the Braxton Hicks. And Vicky just stopped talking in the middle of a sentence. And I was like, bitch, what's the matter with you? Because she never shut up. And she was just staring at the wall. And I turned and I could see coming down the wall this very skeletal, like kind of like claw-like hand. I mean, it was human, but it looked like it was going to like grab at me. But it didn't come down toward my face or toward like me. And I had that feeling. And it started coming down and it almost touched the shadow of my belly because, I was pregnant with Connor. And, I love you, Rabbit. Go ahead. Have a good day. Shizzy Wiznut's always doing a trial. Go take care of him. I love you. Mwah. But yeah, the hand was like coming down the whole wall. And you couldn't see anything like because that wall is like a little protuberance. Like it goes, the back wall goes and it comes out like about a foot. And then it goes across again and then it dips in a foot on the other side. So it's like a column coming out of the wall. It's really inconvenient, trust me. But it came from like the bend in the wall. And it almost touched my stomach. And I freaked out and I slid off the bed onto the floor and I ran out of the room and I grabbed all my sage, grabbed salt, and I had holy water and I had this oil that I had made for like anointing the house and keeping certain things out. And I went and did them all. I swept my entire house from like the middle of every room, like everything out the door. I was putting stuff out the window. I was done. And it never came back, but I was taking no chances. I painted like protection runes and everything. They're under all the paintings in my house because they freaked my brother out. So I had to put paintings over them. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. He could see them. I was like, they blend right into the paint. Like, I don't understand. And he was like, I could see them. This is a devil house. It's not a devil house, you degenerate retard. But it's just, ugh. But yeah, no, that was the last time I had a shadow in my house. I'm just looking at the walls because it's like, where'd you go? I don't have a bad feeling, but the cat was freaking out like about a half hour ago. I thought she was just being a pain in the ass, but apparently not. I gotta learn to listen to her more. Anyway, Amber said, "You're good, babe. Everybody's good. Everybody's good." I have questions. Well, Suzanne came and dropped that bombshell and then disappeared. Where'd you go? Everyone, this is my last day around, and then you just leave? Okay. I can't. Lady Awesome, I'm like 12 minutes behind. I had a phone call, and I just want Rabbit to know I'm truly amazed at your strength. You're so loved by so many souls, and you have no idea how many people you've helped just by being in chat. Absolutely. I can get on that bandwagon 1000%. People love to tell me, oh, just listening to you, I felt better. I cried with you, and it was like a relief. And it's just like, okay. I always think I come in here and I'm like, oh, I'm just bringing everybody down. And then I get the emails saying, thank you for that this morning. Like so much was bothering me and I had to get it out. And, so while you were crying, I was crying and, like, just thank you for just putting it out there.
And I do love helping everybody, but it does hurt to put it out there. It's not easy, especially for somebody like me. Because it's, I grew up thinking I had to have a reason to exist, right? It's what it seemed like. Like I was not allowed to just exist and be happy. I had to, serve. I had to be everything for everybody because that's what they expected me to be. And anything less than that was just failure. My family doesn't like failure, especially from me. And I do it so often. But it all got me thinking, like, if you're pushed off your path or you run off your path or you avoid your path completely, can you ever get it back? Can you find that way to get back on the path? And did your path change? Do you set the path or does God set the path, or is it Yahweh or Allah or Krishna or the universe or I don't know, Gaia or Zeus? Who sets your path? No matter who you believe in, what you believe in, are you in control of it? Were you ever? I mean, are you in control of any of your life? Because it felt like the path that I was on, which I was told God put me on this path. This is your purpose. I was burdened with glorious purpose, just like Loki. I know the veil is getting very thin. Believe me. I know. Last night I went to sleep and I was like, oh dear God, I had to put music on in the background because I could not stop hearing things. And it was just like, normally I can pick and choose what I'm going to listen to. And then you have like certain spirits are very aggressive when they want to get their message across. But lately, whenever it's quiet, it's not quiet. Like it could be dead silent out here. And in like my little bubble over here, they won't stop. And everybody's got something to say. And the more upset I get, the more come toward me because it's like, oh my God, like, yeah, I know you're there. It's okay. I know you're there. And then I wind up reassuring them. But I have been talking about my father a lot. And I did show his picture. And that might have pissed him off. I don't have a bad feeling now. But I don't think it's here. It might come back, but I don't know. I just really hope that it's not him because I couldn't deal with that right now. I really couldn't. If he and I are going to have like some epic freaking like spiritual battle, he's going to freaking win. Because I am tired. My soul is tired. Somebody said they had decision fatigue the other day. I have existence fatigue. I'm so tired of this bullshit. That man, I hesitate to call him that. Outpost nerd, love you. Have a wonderful day at work. It's not even 9:00. Jesus. The first time that a boy ever kissed me, I was 3. He was about 17. Joey. That was his name. And it's because my father said, hey, you don't have to get, some girl, some nasty girl that's going to laugh at you or whatever. he told the kid, he was like, here. He's like, how much you got? Kid had drugs on him. So they traded me for drugs. He didn't let him have me long. It was like maybe 10, 15 minutes. But he also didn't care what the kid did to me in that 10, 15 minutes. In the coal booth that's at the top of the flea market where they can survey everything going on. Like the security booth where they play all like the announcements and everything else. It didn't even have windows. It was just openings. Any one of us could have fallen out of those fucking windows. And I remember what he did. I remember. And yet, that didn't make me feel it didn't make me feel like less. It just made me wonder what the hell was going on. And as soon as, he was done, kissing and touching, my father said, you don't tell anybody. That's a game that only us play. It's only for us. Okay. Because that was my father. Like, I lived with him. He was all I knew. Why would I not do what he told me to do? Because if you didn't do what he told you to do, there was pain involved. Okay. And he played it off so easy, like it was nothing. It was a game. It was fun. There was nothing telling me that it was wrong, that I was in danger, like nothing. And I didn't feel like any kind of fear. Because Joey was my friend. I trusted him. He was one of the big kids. I could go have fun. They would hold me up and let me play the pinball machine. And, because I was too short to reach. If I was selling pickles, they'd sit down and just talk with me. And, we'd play like tic-tac-toe and jacks and all sorts of stuff. So there was nothing negative about this kid, except I knew that his parents were really, really mean to him. And I knew that he had a temper with the other boys. So if I saw him come in with any of his friends, I just didn't go near him. Because they like to start fights. They thought they were little fucking punk badasses. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You should hesitate to call him that. Keep your head up. I always keep my head up. Haven't heard Hare Krishna in years. Who used to sing that? Was that George Harrison that sang that song? Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. Here comes the sun. I say it's all right. Yeah, I remember that song. T-Rex, he's not a man but an animal that deserves to be exactly where he is now in the fucking ground. Oh, he's not buried. Oh, no. That costs money. It's a Beatles song. Do you not know who George Harrison is? He's in the Beatles. Like, just saying, T-Rex. See, the thing that Joey did, the thing that a couple of the other boys did, I look back at it and I've always known that they had problems. I always knew that they were broken in quite a few ways. The one kid, Joey died when he was about 19. He was really, really high and he got on a bike and he drove in the dark on the bike and he was acting crazy and he got into an accident and he died. And his parents didn't go claim him. They told the state, we gave up on him a long time ago. Well, really, they told the city, but they said he was an adult. It has nothing to do with us. My mother told that story over and over. T-Rex said, I know Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney and John Lennon. Hello. And George Harrison. How do you not know George Harrison? Here Comes the Sun is like the song, and that's his. That was the beginning. I think that was my father's testing ground to see if it would break me. And it didn't. Because I didn't understand what they were doing. I really didn't. You know, some things felt good, some things I didn't feel at all. Some things I don't even remember being present for because my mind just went whoosh off into the distance. Really? Not even from Sister Act? Who were the four apostles? John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Side note, I don't like the Beatles. I love most music. I really do. There's something in everything that just speaks to me. Well, we were in not in the gas station. We were in the flea market. We had all sorts of people coming through, and it was the 70s. So you had a lot of acoustic guitars. Oh, good God. Acoustic guitars and mandolins and like those weird kind of, what are they called? Like the big bottom guitars that are like round but not like a mariachi's guitar. It was different, but they were smaller and like almost like a drum kind of bottom or a bowl bottom, I should say. And I mean, we had tons of musicians coming in and out, and I had tons of guys that would sing to me because I really was like the sweetheart of the flea market. I was the only little girl. That seems to be the problem theme in my life. You know, somebody comes along and I'm the only one there. The only girl, the youngest girl, the oldest girl, the sweetest girl, the quietest girl. And it's just like I was easy pickings. There was nobody gatekeeping me. No, I had free range. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it's been a year since it's been her. And you talking about a banjo. Now I know what a banjo looks like. I've played a banjo. Not well, but I played it. I played the guitar before too. Again, not well. My uncle was very frustrated with me. I don't like playing musical instruments. I just don't. I can play the piano pretty well, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I'd rather sing. I would rather sing. And it doesn't matter to me if you like it or not. I sing for me, not for anybody else. I dance for me, not for anybody else. Because that's just an energy that I need to release. That's like a creative buildup. And it's just like, you know what? Just do it. Just belt it out. Fuck it. And if nobody likes it, nobody likes it. I don't care. I don't care if people don't like, what I paint. I don't care if they don't like what I sculpt. I don't care if they like what I say. And it's funny because the things that are fundamentally all me that I have control over, I don't care what other people think. But other stupid shit that I can't control, that's the stuff I care about because I can't control it. And it's like, you know what? I'm so tired of being seen as just less or just invisible. And eventually everybody does the same thing. I become invisible. Why do you think I'm so loud? Why do you think I use such shocking language? Because there's something about me that people can just block off, just ignore. Just another affirmation that I'm nothing. It seems like that's what people want me to believe, but I'm not nothing. I'm something. I'm not quite sure what that something is anymore, but we're going to get there. Because I went off my path. I did. I rebelled. I made decisions I shouldn't have. I acted like I was an adult when I wasn't. I thought I could handle more than I could. And I blew up my entire future. My path, that path is gone. Because mine was time based. I only had so long to get it done, and I didn't do it. I don't have a path other than this right now. Being there for people, helping myself. That's a journey for me. I don't know. There was a quote that I came across by Bertrand Russell. To fear love is to fear life. So I'm wondering, if you fear life, do you automatically fear love? Does it work in reverse? Does it? Because I fear both. And so I avoid both. I run from them. I don't want to love anybody. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But that's not me. To deny that part of me is to deny probably the biggest part of me. My grandmother used to say, you just give love out. Why do you do that? You're too generous with that. It's going to come back to haunt you. And it always does. She was always right. But I don't want to be any other way, really, because I don't think enough people blindly love. I don't think they're willing to just give all that to somebody or to somebody's and say, here, I'm all yours. Do what you need to do, but let's get you, to a good place. Let's show you how much you deserve. Just let me love you. That's always been it. Let me love you. But it doesn't work in reverse. Like it's not, again, reciprocated. It's reciprocated sometimes to a point, but it's never unconditional. It's never as blind as my feelings. I can't stop my feelings, so I just kind of let them play out. But if I see something bad coming, I will run. I will run as far away from you as I can. And you'll never find me. People don't find me until I let them. And you said the day before Ducky died, I learned he made music years and years ago. So many people have sampled his songs. Snoop, Dre, he even did the Batman TV song on one of his old albums. Aw, that's awesome. Lady Awesome said, I don't like the Beatles when they sing. Now, the songs, on the other hand, if someone else sings it, then I can listen. Other than that, I'll pass on anything Beatles. The nasally, I can't quite get the nasal part down. Like, I mean, I can sing through my nose or whatever like they did, but I don't know. I can't quite like get the sound. So I just sing it the way I want to sing it. Um, they have so many songs that like they really, really spoke to me. A lot of them. And a lot of them have reduced me to tears. Hey Jude always makes me cry. Just the feel of it. What is that one? Hello, goodbye. You know, sometimes I say hello. That one. Hello, hello. Something say goodbye, I say hello. And that I forget the words because I'm like all fucked up right now. But that used to be like me all the time. Like you say goodbye and I say hello. Like that's just the way my relationships kind of go. We're always speaking at cross purposes. You say goodbye and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you're saying goodbye. I'm saying hello. You say yes, I say no. You say hi, I say low. You say it's fine, I say I don't know. Oh no. You say goodbye and I say hello. That's just me. That's just how it's gone. T-Rex, Lydia, I agree. Paul McCartney's voice is grating, to say the least. I liked him when he did Ebony and Ivory with Michael Jackson. I thought that was a really that one. And they did something else. What the else did they do? There was another song that was like kind of upbeat that they did together, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't think of it now. Winning Reality. Let yourself be loved too. Well, it's easier said than done. I don't know how. It's a new experience for me. Like I would not know how to even begin. Um when we left the gas station, I keep saying the gas station because that's my safe place. When we left the flea market, the night that my mother and I escaped, the one that helped us escape was Daddy, you know, because he was friends with my father. He was always at the flea market. He had master keys to like most locks because he was a fireman. So he just let us out. He undid the lock on the fire door and let us out. And we ran to the car because my father was chasing us with the intent to like to kill her actually. And he was ranting and he was raving and I don't know what drug he was on, but I know to get away from Joey cuz Joey was like, you know, trying to do something to my cousin and our friend Val. I slammed him in the middle of his back right under his head with the mallet. One of the mallets I used to use to put the stamp print indent into the leather. And I was little, but I've been, you know, like hammering prints into leather for a year. You know, I've been doing heavy work like everybody else because you don't get to sit back. You know, I was told very clearly, you are not a fucking princess. Get off your ass and do this. Like, okay. Uh oh God. I know you hate that song, T-Rex. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Yeah. Is the thing that makes me hate Christmas. Other than that, I love Christmas, but that fucking song can go right in hell. And Lady Awesome agrees with you. I mean, it's not my favorite song. It's not like it's, you know, like what was that goddamn Africa song? God. Was it Feed the World? Let them know it's Christmas time. How friggin' stupid were we? They don't care that it's Christmas time in Africa unless they, they're practicing friggin' Christianity. I mean, I know a lot of the tribes do because missionaries get in there. But I mean, how did that song go over with, like, I don't know, the Japanese or Chinese people who just don't have that kind of religious belief? God, my father used to love Buddha. Ugh. We had fucking Buddha statues all over the goddamn house. We had one Buddha statue so goddamn big. It was this big, fat, bold Buddha with his legs as crisscross applesauce. And he was supposed to have he was supposed to hold like this, I guess it was like an offerings bowl or an incense bowl, but it was big. It was also, not metal. It was ceramic. It was thick ceramic, but it was ceramic. Or as I would have said when I was little, it's glass, because it broke. How'd it break? My father decided to turn it into a frisbee and aim for my mother's head. So, it didn't hit her, but it hit the wall by the window. And so now you had this Buddha with his hands out, and instead of holding this plate, he had empty hands. And it looked like he was reaching out to, like, hey, come here. So I used to literally drag the rug that it was on to the middle of the room, put it right in front of the TV, black and white, by the way. And I would just put a pillow on his lap, and I would just sit, and I would sit back against Buddha and just lean on his hand, lean on his arm, and just watch TV from there. And my father would get so mad. And I know that's why I did it. I did it to piss him off. But it was, it was like my little way of rebelling, because he didn't like me to be in the chair. I had to always be on the couch with him. Be on the couch. Come on, come here, come here, come here, come here. I hated sitting on the couch with him because he used to, his hands would wander. So I used to sit on the Buddha. I mean, I was little, it was big, and it was like a chair. His arms were out and up. I could just lean back, and like my elbows just about like reached. And if I sat on like a cushion, like if I sat on one of the throw pillows, of which we had hundreds, it was fine. I sat there. I wasn't like stuck in the like hole that his lap created. And I was comfortable. And it used to piss off my father.
He's not a chair.
But I'm sitting in him. Like, it was like, you say one thing, but I don't think so. I mean, as much as I was afraid of my father, even when I was little, I would always return fire. I'm a glutton for punishment, because I know I stayed silent most of the time with most people, but some reason for him, he knew exactly what button to push, and I knew what button to push in return. And now that I think about it, if he hated me sitting in that damn Buddha so much, why didn't he just put it back or get rid of it? Or I never got hit, but he always acted angry. I think he just liked arguing. I really do. Because he wouldn't get his fat ass off the couch. So it was like, okay. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, I used to use him like a friggin' like a beach chair in the middle of the living room. I don't care. And he was all gold. Dear God, he was gold. Half the stuff my father had was either painted gold or really shitty gold, which flaked off all over the place. And you never like walked through my apartment without having some kind of gold bullshit stuck to your freaking clothes or your hands. I think that's why I love glitter, because at least that's intentional. That shit just went everywhere. I use glitter like a weapon. Hey, Jacob, what's up? How you doing, baby? Japan also has a large Christian population, also thanks to the missionaries, believe it or not. Look at you coming in with all that knowledge.
Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. We always call, like, we were told that Japanese people were heathens. Like, they don't believe in any God or whatever. And I'm like, that. I grew up and I was like, that's not true. In my house, everybody was a heathen that wasn't an Italian Catholic. You might get away with it if you were Irish, but anything outside Irish and Italian was like, oh, that's a no-no. So, of course, the first boy I ever dated was Puerto Rican because fuck you. And that's where I deviated because I took an action. I made a decision without knowing what I was getting into. You know, I didn't know that he was raised different from me. How could I have? You know, I just thought everybody grew up like I did. Not the bad parts, but just the traditional parts. You know, the discipline and the structure and the scheduling and the pressure to succeed and the pressure to remember every single detail. You know, my grandmother constantly with the look me in the eye when you're talking to me because I didn't like looking people in the eye. I mean, now they would have called me autistic probably, but I just think I was just scared to look people in the eye. And she used to make me. So now when I talk to people, they're like, you have great eye contact. I'm like, I will freak you out with the amount of eye contact I will give you. Like, don't go there. I don't look away. I don't. And I could go a really long time without blinking. So it kind of can get a little like weird if I want it to. Most people just like Marty used to love it because he would say his speeches on stage and he'd be looking at me and I'd just be sitting there with a smile on my face going, good job, thumbs up. Like, and he's just like, okay, we're right here. I was like, okay. And he said that too. He said, you know, when we make eye contact, when I'm doing that, I instantly calm down. I was like, that's good. So as long as I'm sitting there, I'll sit there as long as I can. You know, you just keep looking at me. You're safe. You're fine. I'm always the one saying that. I'm always the one saying, you're safe. It's okay. I've got you. I got you. Because I do. I will hold you as long as you need to be held. I will fight next to you if you need me to. I will fight for you if you need me to. Not want, need. Most people don't want to burden anybody else. I don't see it as a burden. Part of my purpose is part of why I'm here, to be the mama bear. Everybody calls me that, Mama Bear, Mama Shell, Mama Bear, Mama Shell. Do you realize that my father's nickname was Bear? Because that's how he was built. So I find it ironic that everybody compares me to a mama bear. Because I'm fine walking next to you, watching you play, watching you do whatever, pulling you back when I see danger. But as soon as you're threatened by something outside, I become a whole other animal entirely. I mean, I will fucking go. I will take it as far as I need to take it. It's not that I don't have a conscience. I have too much of one. I'll feel bad for what I do to you, but the job is going to get done. Like, I will protect what's mine. And you all belong to me anyway. I have a claim on every one of you. It could be a temporary claim. It could be for life. I don't know. But I know when I have like those protective feelings, I go with them. When you're important to me, you know, I give you that status. And I don't care who knows it. I will raise you up and hold you there as long as you need to be held. Till you're able to climb up on your own. Down in Africa. Oh, Lord. My head went to Africa by Toto. The rain's down in Africa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Good Lord, I hate that song. I'd like to kick Deadpool's butt for ruining Angel in the Morning forever. Just call me Angel. The morning angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. That was terrible. My voice is so gone. That's not something I can sing low. It's too high, so I have to sing it loud, and I'm not doing that.
this early in the morning. It's just not gonna happen. I used to be able to hit that note when she sings "Darling," when she goes "Darling," but like super, super loud. Oh, I used to hit that in the gas station. I used to love to sing that song because if I stood in the office doorway and I sang it not straight out, but like a little turn to the right, the acoustics of the entire place, it would catch my voice and amplify it. And it would be all through the whole gas station, all 8 bays and the car wash and the offices in the back. My grandmother used to say, I could hear you. I had the window open. I could hear you singing. Did you really? Did you like it? No. Oh, well, I liked it. These are the people who used to make me get up in front of the family and sing the whole Annie soundtrack. Yeah. And then tell me that, it was all right. Like you made me do it. Now you're like, Or they talk to each other while I was singing. You make me sing and then you purposely ignore me. There's no head games going on here. That used to be my favorite song from childhood. Aww. My grandma would sing it. Oh, well, take it back. You don't have to worry. Fuck Deadpool. And that's coming from me is like, ooh, because that's my spirit animal. Like, could you imagine a conversation between me and Deadpool? How hilarious and instantly yeetable would that conversation be? I wouldn't just lose my channel. I'd lose everything. Because it'd be like, oh, you're bringing your A game? Let's go. Let's go. Love Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is the shit, man. He is the shiznit. Jacob Peets. I'm doing all right, Shell. How about yourself? Yeah. Today's a weird kind of day. I kind of wish I didn't get out of bed. Because something's looming. Oh, and you missed the shadow. Yeah, I have a shadow somewhere. I think it left. I don't feel it. But then again, I didn't feel it when it showed up. The cat knew. Oh, yeah. She went, meow, meow. I was like, what is wrong with you? She was fucking freaking out. She never freaks out like that. She'll talk to the ghosts, but she never like freaks out. And she was just walking up and down my hallway between the bedrooms. I was like, what the fuck? You know, usually only somebody else's cats that I know have talked that much, but she would not shut up. And then she came in here, she sat next to me. Boo went to sleep next to me. And I'm in the middle of doing this, and all of a sudden, and I was like, whoa. Like, if I would have blinked, I would have never seen it. And it was just like, what the fuck? Because it didn't look like it swept in from the hallway area. But I know it must have. So it must have like went low and then went high because it went straight across the long wall that is like parallel to me. It's to my side instead of in front of me. And it went straight to the wall with the window that's behind me. So I didn't get to see like a good look. It went so fast. It was just a streak, but it wasn't like a solid streak. It almost looked like it was like wings, but closed. You know, when you see like the triangles at the tops, the joints of the wings at the top behind them, like when they're really big, when they're getting ready to take off, that's what it looked like. But it was almost like a M, I guess, sideways a little bit. I don't know. It was weird. But it's gone now, I'm assuming, because they're not meowing and Snips is asleep. So she must be like, fuck it, that wore me out. But yeah, so now I have to do a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna have to paint more runic symbols on my walls. This sucks. What you call? We should hang out in a voice channel in Discord one day, Shelly. Absolutely. Just let me know when, babe. You're on my Discord, I think. I think you're on my Discord. I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Wait. How about yourself? T-Rex said, bills to be brought out to my truck. Okay. The feeling is mutual. Shelky, you're doing well with the typing today. Now I'm a Shelky. Isn't a Shelky some sort of like really harmful fairy creature? I thought it was. Like one of those very malicious little fucks, like a sprite. Because for those out there who think fairies and sprites are all wonderful, they're not. They have their same good and bad, same as us. I have chills. I love that song. And you're nobody called today. She hung up when I asked her name. Yeah. There's so many songs that send chills down my spine. I mean, that's always been the way that I've been able to reconcile my emotions is with music. There's never been anything more important to me than music and singing and melodies and harmonies and the emotions that you feel when you listen to music. The enlightenment, the ideas you get, the way it opens your mind and it makes you yearn for something better and it makes you face things that are worse, but you can deal with them because by the time the song is over, you haven't done it by yourself. Somebody else out there gets it. I guess that's what this is. This is me singing my song, but without the melody, without it's out of tune. There's no music to it because I don't really celebrate it. I just live it. And I kind of hope that you pick up on it and you feel it too and you let it go. Have you ever watched the Deadpool Spider-Man cartoon? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I've watched the kind of pervy version as well. And I've read the fan fiction, which are hilarious. It's just but yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, Deadpool just adores him, but he gives him such shit. Shelly, be honest with me. Do you have a gut bad feeling about my trip to Orlando next week? I have had a bad feeling about your trip to Orlando next week since before you mentioned it. I told you something was coming. But as long as you're aware and you don't make stupid rash decisions, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I'm extremely cautious. So yeah, when I have a bad feeling, it's because the slightest little thing can go wrong. And, I know it'll happen. But don't forget, T-Rex, again, catastrophic thinking. I always go to the worst case scenario because as long as I know how to handle that, I can handle anything less. That's why I don't panic. I'm ready. I'm prepared for it. Afterwards, I panic. I've been awake since 12:45. Yeah, lovely. I slept 4 hours before cut me some slack, Trish. Bafangul, Trish. Como se llama, Mikel. You be nicer. I'll make you call me Michalina. That's the one name my family they hated it. And I'd be like, call me Michalina. Because they fucking couldn't stand that name. I'll hit you up. Make sure you stay on the good areas of O-Town. The good areas of O-Town? Oh, you're talking to T-Rex. Yeah, unfortunately, he's, it's not the places in O-Town, it's the people. I just think it could go wonky for you. So be careful with your words, be careful with your hands, and just have fun. Just have fun. Don't get framed, okay? That's basically what I'm getting at. Don't trust blindly. Just have fun. And have fun around other people so there's witnesses. That's the main thing that I keep getting from that. I had to go to part 1 delivery and at 2 a.m. part 2 at 5 a.m. still here. Ooh, that sucks. Well, it's definitely some places you shouldn't go. Go to a strip club, but don't bring anybody with you. Go by yourself. Fuck that. Have some fun. All right. What did this say? I wrote a whole bunch of notes because I was thinking all these different things about paths. Like, why would you go off a path if you know you're on it? If somebody basically raised you, I mean, that's what happened to me. You're raised, you're groomed to follow this path. And my path was, wife, mother, homemaker. I mean, that's what they call them. They didn't call them housewives. They were homemakers because that's what they did. They created the home. They maintained it. You always had a place to go where you were loved and, people would support you and they would comfort you and love you exactly as you are. What do they say? Home is the place that when you go there, they always have to take you in. That would always be my home, no matter where I am. My kids will never not be welcome in my house. I'll never do to them what my mother did. Never. I will never turn them away. I will never throw them out. We might wind up getting into a fist fight one day, me and my son, but it's still his home. I'm his mother. I can't imagine turning my own kid away. I can't imagine it. I don't know how I would ever live with myself. I don't think I could. My sole purpose for the last, I don't know, 28 years has been to be a mom and a dad. I failed at being dad. I did what I could, but I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that ability. When I speak, it comes across different. My mother had to always scream to get me to listen. Daddy, he just had to say he was disappointed. That's all he had to say. My God, my whole world would fall apart. It's not the big things that hurt me. Cheating, lying, even hitting. That stuff does not hurt me as much as the little things. It's always been the little things. It's been, speaking and nobody answers. Talking, nobody hears you. Crying, nobody cares. Screaming, it's like you don't even exist. It's just wind. That's all it is. I grew up invisible. Extremely invisible. That's what they wanted. So that's what I gave them. Even when I was there, I wasn't there. So many of them have memories and they'll recount the whole story and they're like, where were you? Oh, I was there. You would never know it. Would never know it. Because I always got pushed in the back and shh, be quiet. Don't be seen. Don't be heard. Okay. To this day, I can sneak up on anybody because I've learned to be inconspicuous and blend in if I want to. Lady Awesome said that was never your path. Your path is the path that led you here. That's the path that was meant to be. Kids back then were to be seen, not heard. Mine didn't even want me seen. It was you stay back and you just listen. And I did. That's what I did. That's why I learned everything that I learned. That's why I thought I was, older than I was. Because I didn't deal with kids. I had no kids around me. I dealt with only freaking adults. So, of course, I spoke on an adult level. It was annoying to a lot of people. But it wasn't my fault. They wouldn't let me play with other kids. How the hell was I supposed to learn? 3T. Fuck you, T-Rex. You keep saying something is coming today. Any idea what that is? Or is it just something's coming? Is it good or bad? It could be good or bad at the same time, too, I guess. No, I told you I woke up with a very bad feeling, but that feeling's mine, not for any of you. Maybe it was the fact that shadow was here. I don't know. But I know I want to go back to bed, not get out for the rest of the day. Well, only seen when the adult wants you to be seen. Yeah, when they trot you out and, here, my little trick pony, put on your little show. Isn't she smart? Okay, go away. And then they could brag while I was gone. Oh, she gets straight A's. Top in her class. Yeah, she's in choir and, she does, she's a majorette and she does this. She goes to Girl Scouts. She does gymnastics. All these accomplishments of mine that they sold as like this permanent thing, like I was doing it every day. No, they had me in all these things. The only thing that I did long term was choir because church. And I did that in high school too. I joined the chorus. We used to go to like all the old people's homes and I loved it. Our music teacher used to write the music. Jehovah Jireh, my provider, my faith is sufficient for me. Yep. And I still remember them. Mm-hmm. That's how much I sang them. But like majorette, I did that for a year. As soon as they wanted to put me in a parade, my mother pulled me out. Oh no, I can't be bothered doing that. No, we don't have time for that. Girl Scouts. I was in Girl Scouts for 2 years. I brought all my schoolmates with me, so we all went together. They all went in the parades. My mother refused to buy me a uniform because it's a waste of money. And I didn't march in the parade with them ever because she didn't have time. Gymnastics, I did that from like 2 years old. That and ballet from like 2 years old till I was about 8 or 9. But I mean, I was really, really good on like a balance beam and I was good. But by that point, my mother just was tired of giving up her weekends and it was like, nope, no more of that. Okay. That was that. No sports because God forbid. Cheering, that was a short-lived fucking thing because I had to go to practice every day and she couldn't be bothered picking me up every day. So that went the way of the dodo real quick. What else? Just whatever I joined, it was like, oh yeah, she's all this. No, but you keep pulling me out of these things because you had to show up on days when, you were off. She didn't want to give up her shopping days. She didn't want to give up, putting her feet up at home. So I couldn't do it. She'd rip me out of every program. Even softball, when I started softball, she was, no. By the time I got to high school and I could join all these things, I just didn't fucking want it anymore. It was ridiculous. It was like I go in and I get settled and I start to feel good about myself. And then somebody just rips me away and says, no, I need you to do this more. I'm not giving up, 15 minutes of my day to pick you up and bring you home. What are you, crazy? So stupid. Good morning at Winning Reality. Another fantastic day of not paying property tax for me. How are you doing today? Good T-Rex, getting ready to start work in 20 minutes. Lovely. Have a wonderful day at work. T-Rex, Winning Reality. Congrats on the new gig again. Yes. Everybody congratulate him. He's doing very well. He's off and running. Yesterday was the start of a beautiful thing for him. He's going to go places. But I always knew he would. T-Rex, I've got a Muppet song stuck in my head. We're doing a sequel. Oh, God, Lady Autumn. Heck yeah, Winning Reality. Wishing a wonderfully successful work day. Yes. Cheers to that. I'm actually waiting for him to go away so that I can just, say what I'm going to say, because I don't want him to carry that through his day. But yeah, no, like I never understood the whole telling everybody I did all these things when I was like, I only did those things for a little while. Like, none of you let me continue. Even my friggin' music lessons. Oh my God. Everybody in my family plays musical instruments. Well, like really well. Me? Nope. Nope. Because every time I'd start something that, no, you're not good at that. We'll switch to something else. Fuck. Nobody's good at anything when they're first starting, but apparently I was supposed to be fucking Mozart, pick up a fucking whatever and do my own concerto. And that was not going to happen. I don't know what information they think I was born with, but I don't have it. My whole fucking life, everybody wants me to fucking just poof, like miracles. Oh, she just asked Shelly, she'll know. No, I fucking don't. The hell, I research, I learn, same as everybody else. But fucking people get lazy and they're like, I'm Google. I don't mind when people ask me questions. In fact, I'm a very curious person. So I love when they ask questions because it kind of gives me permission to ask them questions back. And I enjoy that. I enjoy learning about people. I enjoy people knowing about me. Sharing is a wonderful thing. It can be very cathartic. It could be very, good at forming bonds with people and deepening those bonds over time. But God damn it, why is it always the fucking less, like, why do they ask questions that if I'm wrong, they're fucked? That is so much pressure. So much pressure. I don't have every answer. I don't know why they think I do. And then I have to come up with one because I hate disappointing people. Go away winning. Mirashka? Don't want you here. Mirashka? Don't want you to hear. Who the fuck is Mirashka? T-Rex, you're a little, I don't know today. You are punchy. You've been up a long time then. Lass says at T-Rex. For that, now I have that. Thanks for that. I have that tune in my head. Oh, God. T-Rex. Better than simply have a wonderful Christmas time. Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. I will put Ice Ice Baby in her freaking ear. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with the brand new edition. Something. Grab a hold of me tightly. See? I'll put that in your head. Now you can sing that. Winning reality. I'll just listen on the replay. Yeah, well, that's fine. Whatever. You ever think that's a sign of respect? What's a sign of respect? What's a sign? What? The vagueness. Like, I can't. I need more words than that, winning. I'm sorry. You ever think that's a sign of respect? What is a sign of respect? People coming to you for answers. Yes, and like I said, I love answering their questions, but sometimes it's so hard because I don't want to fuck them up. I want to give them the best answer possible. And they know that, which is why I think they ask me, because I'm not going to lie to them. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit, but I will find a way to, to get the answer through to them. And yeah, I'm sure it's a sign of respect, but
I mean, you've never been afraid that you're doing it wrong? I mean, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid I'm doing it wrong. Mariska Hargitay. Anyone seen that movie, The Love Guru with Mike Miles? No. No. I know that he had like one of those, what is not a satyr, that's a half goat, half man. What the hell is that guitar that he freaking plays? Is it a satyr? A satyr? Satyr? I don't know how to pronounce it. Mariska Hargitay is hot. She is hot. I don't know. I'm just not calling you by your name, Shelky. It's ridiculous. Like, you've called me every single thing but that. Are you an imposter? Oh yeah, ice, ice, baby. Dun, 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 dun. I love that song. I don't care how bad ice like Vanilla Ice was. That I can sing that in school and have every teacher be like dun, 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 all day long. Winning reality. Hope you enjoy your day, Bubba. I know I won't. I thought you were saying I know I want. I was like, you want winning? Because that's news. Gotta drive up to Fernandina, practically Georgia, this morning. Where's Fernandina? It sounds very delicate and like, I don't know, like cute in Spanish. It's been a day. Winning says, just do your best and admit you don't know. Have you met me? Lord. Some people never get asked. Keep that in mind. I'm not. See, you're taking it so negative. Whatever. I can't. The thing is, I'm okay with the fact that I'm probably doing it wrong. Oh well, without every mistake I've made, I would have ended up here, and I'm 100% sure I'll keep it going. Doing it wrong, but whatever. Well, I mean, nearly every city here was founded by the Spaniards. Yeah, I know. Friggin' super sperm. Shelly's mindset is, I don't know yet. Give me 5 minutes and I'll know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But again, it's like parenting. You know, I'm always scared I'm doing it wrong. Because pretty much every journey, like every voyage I make is like a, maiden voyage. Like it's always the first time for me. And I just don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to let anybody down. You know, when somebody's disappointed or negative toward me in any way, they may think it's nothing. And to me, I'm just a piece of shit. Because that's how it was. The smallest thing in my house turned into something huge. I mean, these people are fucking dramatic. Dramatic. Like melodramatic. It was bad. There was never like a peaceful moment. And if there was, I filled it with music because that's all I needed. I just needed that escape. You know, there's a reason I had the whole soundtrack to Evita, including the Spanish bits, memorized at 3 years old. Because then when they were all arguing and things were getting hurled around like all these insults, I could just sink into my head and play the entire thing. And I could Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, or I could, the last like dance with Che and Evita, and I could sing like the little kids. I could sing like the nuns. I could sing in fucking Portuguese. Like it was fine. You know, I can sing in Latin. I knew all kinds of words. I knew what descamisados meant. I knew what it meant. I knew what most of the shit she said meant because I went out in the gas station and asked Felipe. And he was like, "Where are you learning these words? They're in a song. What does this mean? And what does this mean? What does this mean?" Every day I'd go out and I'd see his face. I knew he was like another one, but he would smile because nobody really talked to him. And because he was, they called him stupid. They made fun of him his entire time he worked there. And he worked there about 20 years. And I mean, it was just because he was Spanish and my family sucks. So they would just make fun of him. And I would go out and Felipe. What, Michelle? What does this word mean? And I never told him what album it was. I'm pretty sure he figured it out. But he used to he'd smile when he saw me coming because he'd be like, "Here she comes. Another question." Because my family wouldn't tell me. Like some of the words I could get because they were close to Italian. And I was very fluent in Italian at that point. I spoke more Italian than I spoke English, which Daddy used to be like, I don't talk like that. Talk English. Speak English to me. I'd be like, English. Because I mean, my father spoke full Italian. My mother spoke full Italian. All my grandparents spoke full Italian. And I had all my great grandparents who only spoke Italian. So what did I speak? Italian all the time. And it's only when I get really, really angry that I slip right into the full Italian. I'm not talking about my little catchphrases that I say here and there, little curses. I mean, I just go off. And my mother used to laugh. She's like, "I swear to God, you're going to break something one day when you speak that," because I rattle it off like I'm from Italy, like super fast. You know, when like Puerto Ricans get mad, that's me when I'm angry. But it's not just fast, it's super loud. Super, super loud. Have a good day, Winning. Give them hell. Yeah. Thanks. Fernandina Beach is the northeasternmost point of Florida. Okay, and what, Key West is like the southernmost point, right? My friend Artie that passed away used to go to Key West every year in March. He would take the motorcycle and he would drive all the way down there, most of it without a helmet because, of course he did. And he'd just be roaming around and taking pictures and sending me videos. And one day, I don't know, he was in a t-shirt shop and he's talking to this gorgeous girl. And he was so drunk. Hi, Kaiser Pineapple. You done effed up when you're talking to someone and they slip into another language to explain how you screwed up. Oh, yes. Winning. Bye, honey. He said, bye, everybody. Have a great day. Give him hell. So, yeah. And he won't listen on the replay. It's fine. What was I going to say? God damn it. Oh, so no, he was down at Key West and he was drunk off his ass because it's like 2 a.m. And I'm seeing people walking around with they're just flashing everybody. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, oh yeah, there's tits galore down here. He was like, you'd love it. I was like, thanks, Artie. I appreciate that. And he's talking to this gorgeous t-shirt girl and she's a little gothy, but she was also beachy. So it was a really nice combination. And I wasn't expecting it because it caught me off guard. She was soft and rough at the same time. So I don't remember her name, but I struck up a conversation with her because he kept FaceTiming and tilting me toward her. And I was just like, hi. And she was like, he's been talking about you. You're such a good friend. I was like, I was like, he's known me since I'm 13. So yeah. She was like, oh my God, you've been with her since she's 13. He was like, no. He was like, I worked for her family. We didn't do anything back then. I was like, you can shut up now. You can shut up. He was like, no, we waited till now. I was like, oh, good God. So he starts launching into this whole story about, that I once said, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I will have you eventually. And he was like, she wasn't lying. She always gets her way. Oh, yeah, I do.
except when I don't. Because sometimes you won't. Dr. Seuss taught me that. Dr. Sucio. But yeah, so they were talking and they're striking up this huge conversation and they're having a great time. And all of a sudden he like whispers to her and she's like, oh yeah, could she? And I was like, could she what? Is she me? Because I didn't hear a word you two said. And they both like they're both on the screen looking. They turn and they got these shit-eating grins. And I was like, I'm fucked. I was like, what? And he was like, show us your boobies. I was like, you know what? Click. I was like, that's it. That's the end of this conversation. And I hung up on him. I was like, no, because he was dead serious. He told her that I would show her my boobs. And I was like, no. Come on. No. I just hung up. But he kept calling back and I was like, nope, 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 nope. That was the year he brought me back he brought me back this seashell. It was this little teeny tiny seashell. And it had like the grooves on the outside of it formed an M like naturally. And on the inside, like the pearlish kind of part had an S. And he had found it on the beach. And he goes, I was terrified I was going to lose this fucking thing. Cause I mean, it was no bigger than a quarter. And he was like, but I wanted that shell. And he said, and I dug it out and it was, all sandy and it had like little things stuck on it. He's like, I cleaned it up. And then I was like, oh my God, there's an M and there's an S. He said, it's like, I just knew it was meant for you. And I was like, anybody else would be like, okay. I was like, and you got me in tears. And he was like, I thought of you and I thought you'd really like it because you like, like pretty things, but you like a natural feel. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I just didn't know how to, make you happy. He was like, did I make you happy? And I was like, yeah, you made me very happy. And he did. And he came by and he just came by to drop off the shell. And of course, this Artie never did things by half. So he gives me the shell. He gives me like a carton of cigarettes. I'm like, what the fuck? He was like, again, why do I always want to see you at like 3 a.m? Nothing's open. I was like, I don't know. He was like, I came home and I wanted to see you right away. And I was like, all right. And it's weird because like he gave me the stuff and we came inside and I don't know what he thought was going to happen, but I turned to talk to him and he reached forward to like hold my face so that he can kiss me hello. And I craned back so quick that I physically hurt him. Like you could see it register. And he was just like, I can't touch you. And I was like, yeah, just, I wasn't expecting it. So, I just flinched a little bit. He's like, you flinched from me. I know. I didn't mean to. And he took it to heart. And he stayed a little while, but he was very subdued. And then like he left and I don't know, we had coffee. I made him breakfast. Nothing happened. And he hugged me so tight when he left. And he was like, I love you, right? And I was like, yeah, no. I was like, I know. Because we were always, good friends. But he left and it was this weird feeling that I had. And then he went back to his ex-girlfriend, the one that shot him. And I was like, I fucked him up so bad. He went back to like this insane bitch. Really? And it fucked me up so bad. I was like, all because I couldn't let him touch me. Like I would have had I seen him reaching out, but I didn't. All I saw was I turned around and there were these hands coming at my face and I just pulled back because I think that's a natural reaction. But I hurt him. I hurt him bad. And then it was what, a year later? No, 2 years later, we had the lockdown. And everybody that I knew, was like struggling. He had gotten sick, but then he was fine. I went back to school to work, and I started to get sick and his phone calls were getting more and more and more infrequent. Like, because he always called for like birthdays and Christmases and whatever. And then one day he put an Instagram of, hey, I have the coof. I'm in the hospital. I feel fine, but they're worried about my breathing. And I was like, I called him and I talked to him and, we settled everything. And I told him I loved him. He told me he loved me. And I said, we'll always be friends. I'll always be here for you. And he was like, just remember, you're always going to be that little girl that just, she was just sad. He was like, and I'd love to make you smile. I will always love to make you smile. And, I hope he's watching because I'm smiling at him now. But he died. 2 days later, he died. I felt like somebody had taken a bat to my head because I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't concentrate. I could barely breathe. He had a massive heart attack in the hospital. They said because he was straining to breathe, it was too much pressure on his heart. And he just died. His kids had been there to see him. He went to bed that night. Never woke up. Never woke up. The only thing I'm glad about is that we got to talk. I never used to check my Instagram because it was always the same crap. It was always school shit, just tons of crap. And that day I logged on and I had seen it and I was like, oh my God. I called the hospital. I was like, I need to be connected to his room because he didn't have a cell phone. And they put me through and, we had our talk and it was great. There was no unfinished business. There were no loose ends. There was no animosity. There was nothing tearing us, apart. We were better. We understood each other better. We forgave each other. And we each knew that we loved each other, if not in different ways. I used to tell him, I don't have that ability anymore. And he'd be like, yes, you do. He was like, as much love as you give, he said, I'm almost afraid for the person you fall in love with because you don't do anything a little. It's like, no, I really don't. He was like, that's you. You either close your heart off or you just give the whole thing. He was like, and that's going to be a lucky, lucky man. And I remember going, hey, he was like, whatever. He was like, it's not going to be a girl. Girl could not handle your ass. I was like, thanks. And he was gorgeous. Good God, he was gorgeous. I used to call him Smiley because he had this fucking double dimple. Oh my God. It was the cutest thing. And he would smile and I used to call him like rubber face too, because his cheeks would push back and they'd just be massive. And he'd have just line, dimple, dimple. And it was just like, oh my God. And then he had like the little cleft chin and he had pretty long, medium to light brown hair, almost like a dark blonde. Depended. In the summertime, his hair always got lighter. But I mean, he was gorgeous. He was a mechanic. So I knew that, hey, you can fix the car. That counts with me. You have no idea how much being a mechanic counts with me. I don't give a fuck if you could do special, like, weird things or whatever. I don't care if, like you have this unbelievable sexual prowess. I'm at the point in my life where, yes, sex is great and we're going to have plenty, but can you change a tire? Do you know what that sound is underneath the hood? Like, can you help me push the fucking truck? Like that kind of thing. My husband made me push the goddamn minivan when we broke down and he was like, my back hurts. And I just like looked at him. The Katie was in the car. And I had to push the fucking car out of the lane onto the side of the road because it stopped. And he was like, no, I can't. He was like, I got to work later. Like, really? When I tell you that this fucking guy came over. He pulled over and jumped out of his car and helped me push the minivan to the side while my husband sat in the driver's seat. Okay, with it in neutral, just steering to make sure that we didn't like hit anything. I should have been the one steering and he should have been pushing, but no, it never worked that way. I missed a whole bunch of shit. Let's see. Last blowing kissy faces at winning. You're so cute. Kaiser said tittles and biscuits. What the fuck is that? Tittles and biscuit. Wishing your toodles and biscuits, something like that. Wishing your AM is going well. I've been up for about 4 or 5 hours and already made 2 breakfasts and ready for a nap. Girl, you ready for a freaking hit? Go smoke a bowl. I haven't been doing that, but I might because I want to like lay down or something. Kaiser said, "Ooh boy, you're up and at 'em. Nice. Pretty mellow morning here so far. Probably not going to last, but been pretty good so far. Remember to check out Winning Reality this evening as he delves into the original Q. Yes, there was a Q before the one that happened before the J6, worse than 9/11 and the Pearl Harbor combined thing. Thank you for that little synopsis. But yes, please, it's Unwinning Reality is on tonight. Yes. YouTube.com. YouTube.com. Did I spell it right? Yeah. That should do it. Oh, there you go. Thanks for that, Shell. I don't mind if I do. Absolutely. Hit that shit and hit it once for me because I barely have any left. I know I have to contact my dealer, but I'm not talking to anybody in this town right now. I just don't want to. They're too much. Interesting. T-Rex been watching the show The Challenge, trying to mix in some type of competition since me and my husband stopped watching football. Why would you stop watching football? What happened? Who hurt you? No, just kidding. All right. So I squirreled a whole bunch. I wonder if you guys have ever felt the difference between being on the right path and deviating off of it. You know, like, I don't know if every path is the right path. I don't know if the path branches. I don't know if a new path is created in front of me every time I take a step. I just know that the one place that I was going, where I had goals and I had dreams, it's all gone. Oh, good. There's only like 2 people left. Kneeling happened. I mean, kneeling does happen. And usually when I happen to kneel, somebody's happy in the room. And so am I. So it's like, Rabbit's not here. That's okay. There's nobody here that's not supportive. Winning is working, so I don't have to worry about him hearing it. Okay. So we're going to go there. I've done a lot to unpack the stuff about my father this week and last week. And it's left me very light and open. A lot of people don't realize that I go to the dark places so that I could just get rid of them. You know, it's hard to go to the dark places, I know, but I can't do it by myself. I need to know that if somebody hears something that they can reach out and say, "Hey, come back." Because I can go off and get lost in my own head. And if I'm by myself,
not only will I get lost in my own head, the emotions might be too much and I could self-harm. And I don't want to do that. So being with you guys, being with you present, I know I have accountability. You know, I'll hold myself accountable. I won't cross that line with you guys here. And I won't leave if that feeling persists. I won't leave until it's gone. It's my chat, it's my stream, my channel. But it's safe for me here. Regardless of all the things that have happened on here, I mean, let's face it, you know, it's been one shitstorm after another. This is where I come to unburden my soul, to allow the forgiveness and the love and the understanding, the compassion that you all give off. I let that just wash over me, and it strengthens me. Winning is my anchor. You know, he keeps me grounded. Actually. And I could tell him anything, but there's some things maybe the universe doesn't want him to know. And I think this might be one of those kind of knowings, but I'm not telling him direct, so I'm not putting it on him. It's weird, but I mean, he's the best friend I have. He's probably been the best friend I've had for years because he doesn't want anything from me. He really doesn't. He's just there because it feels right. You know, it fits. It fits together. And he knows I'll never betray him, no matter what other people try to say. But I don't always know if I want him to know the ugliest parts of the past. I do and I don't. Like, it's fine if he hears it indirectly. But I don't know if I've had the strength to tell him. So I got you guys. You're here. Lucky you. If I go a little deadpan voice, don't get nervous. Sometimes I have to separate a little bit, like disassociate a little. Where to begin? I told you that he would, you know, trade me for things. The boys never hurt me. And I don't know why I don't hate them for what they did. Probably because I knew they were messed up. Even as a kid, I knew that they had a lot of fucking problems. I mean, Joey would come and just beat the shit. And my father would look at him and go, "Your father? Yeah. All right, stay here." And he just, you know, he'd stay in the leather goods department by us. And he would, you know, just sit next to me and just talk. And he'd talk about, you know, baseball games, and someday he was going to own such and such a car. And it was funny because my mother said that was like the only time I wouldn't talk, because I just sit there and because he had nobody else to talk to. BLK, how you doing? Jacob, don't get nervous. How this prelude is already making me hella nervous. No, I'll never give you details. It'll never be graphic. But if I don't get those memories out, they're just going to play on a loop every time I have to interact with anybody. And especially when I'm asleep or alone.
It haunts me. So anybody who's got triggers, you might want to mute or switch channels or whatever, because this might be a little bit of a bumpy ride. And the thing is, I know there's people out there who can't face what happened to them. I know there's people out there who think that it's their fault. Again, physician, heal thyself. I feel the same way. I put everything on myself. And I shouldn't have had to carry that my whole life because it wasn't my fault. You know, impossible as it may be for me to believe, everything in the universe that goes wrong is not my fault. People's moods are not my fault. Somebody having a bad day is not my fault. It's not my fault. But I'm the one responsible, right? I have to bear the responsibility. And I know it's horseshit. I do. The rational, logical part of myself knows that's such bullshit. But I've had to pay for everybody's bad mood in my family. And none more than my father. He used to take me to the lake as soon as the weather warmed up. It was like the first thaw, and we were at the lake fishing. And that fucking van, I hated that van. I hated it. The windows were boarded up. They were painted black on the inside. And he had like squares of plywood drilled into the metal around them. Because, you know, he was afraid he'd get broken into. He didn't want anybody to see what was back there because we have a lot of like leather tools and, you know, stuff that was pricey, and he didn't want it stolen. So he made sure all the windows were boarded up. There was no paneling. It was just white metal, dented and grooves everywhere, and a giant wheel well. That fucking wheel well used to get so hot. Oh God, it got so hot. I burned my leg on that fucking thing so many times. Oh, the lake was always the worst because he'd say, "Oh, we're gonna go for a hike." You know, I don't hike for that reason. I won't do it. And we'd start walking, and he'd have like this grip on my forearm. Never bruised me. Never. Not once. Because the world would come after him if they did. If he did. And he'd pretend to like walk off into the woods with me around the lake. Everybody's fishing, whatever. He was on a health kick at one point. So he lost quite a bit of weight. He always used to do that. He'd yo-yo. Lose 50 pounds, gain 100. Lose 100 pounds, gain 150. He was always worse the next time.
as soon as I would see the van, I would start to shake and I'd cry. I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna. And he'd make me do it anyway. And he'd put me in the van. My instructions were to just lay still. Just and I couldn't speak. I could barely breathe. And I would focus on the ceiling of the van. And there was a square cut out. It was supposed to have a screen, and you did the what is it called, the thing that goes around the crank, I guess, and the top would open, and it would open a lot, and I could see the sky, and I could see leaves on trees, and I could hear birds. I could hear kids playing at the lake. I could smell the beach because it always had that really, like, that it was just damp, and it wasn't like the shore. There was no salt in the air. It was just, to me, it always smelled like death. And I didn't know that till I was older. It was like decay. I would, I was just look, I would look up and I'd just, please, please, God, please, please. And God didn't listen. And I don't know how long I would be there like that. I just would focus. And I'd concentrate on clouds, on leaves, on anything. And I just wish, God, I would love to fly away. I would love just somebody help me. And nobody did, ever. What he did. Pretty, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. If you weren't so pretty, you're so pretty. God, I wanted to be ugly. I really did. I wanted him to hate me. Because he told me that it only happened because he loved me so much. I love you. You're my somewhere in his head. I was this, I don't even know. I was his daughter. I was his only daughter. How could anybody do that? How could anybody do that? I was so scared. So scared. I was so scared. And God didn't listen. He never helped me. He never came to my rescue. All those fucking songs about God will rescue you. Where the fuck was he then? Where was anybody? That was just him. Those were the worst. They were the worst. By far, they were the worst. Because he'd be so nice about it. Because he didn't want me to feel like he didn't want me to grieve. I would have rather he'd have been mean. Because I couldn't, at least then I would know, he's angry, he's being mean, and that's not my fault. He's mad at mom, he's getting at mom. He's trying to get at mommy, he's trying to get at grandma, he's trying to hurt them, and I can't. And they knew. They knew what he was doing, and it didn't hurt them. It didn't hurt them, it only hurt me. I really want to hate him. I'd rather hate him than be afraid of him. Because the son of a bitch is dead and I'm still terrified. I'm still afraid he's just gonna pop out. What Carlos did to me was nothing compared to what my father did. And I think I kind of thought I deserved it when he did that because I was already dirty. He had me convinced that it was me, that I just was too tempted. That's what he used to say. You're just so sweet. I was too sweet. And what did he love the most? Catherine, not now. Please. She knows that he did things in the past. She just doesn't know what. And she's never gonna. But whatever. Why can't I hate him? There's gotta be something wrong with me that these people think it's okay. Why? Because I won't tell. Because I won't face it for years. He was never afraid of getting caught. The first time he showed off in front of my grandmother, first time he rubbed her face in it, that was the end of any fear he felt. He felt invincible, untouchable. And I didn't get to tell him. Yeah, you didn't win. You didn't, because I'm still here. You fat fuck. You evil fucking son of a bitch. God, I hope fucking Satan brings you the fucking message, you motherfucking. Oh, I can't even think of curses bad enough for him. I can't. Somebody better bring him the message. You didn't beat me. You didn't beat me. I have two beautiful kids. You miserable son of a bitch. I have two beautiful kids. Inside and out, they frustrate me. They make me laugh. They make me cry. They make me proud. They worry me into an early grave and they give me life. And I made sure nobody did to them what you did. No, I protected mine. No matter what I had to give up or do to get there. No matter how mean I had to be to other people. No matter how much I had to scare everybody. People are afraid to fuck with me here for good reason. I'm crazy. That's what they say. And I let them say it. Why do you let people say such bad things about? Because they stay the fuck away from me and from my kids. My kids are protected no matter what. I gave them all the love I had. I gave them all the strength I had. I did everything I could for them, which is a fuck ton more than anybody else did for me. So no. Dad. You didn't win. You may have won the battle, but I won the war. And you can't hurt me anymore. You can't do anything to me anymore. So if you're hanging around like a fucking shadow, I don't give a fuck. You're not welcome here. And you can get the fuck out and stay the fuck out. Wherever you are. You believed in all that bullshit. I wouldn't put it past you. I might be what you made me. I might. But I don't think you made me what you thought you were gonna. I'm a mom. I'm a friend. And you don't matter. You hear me, Danny? You don't matter. Oh, God. You don't fucking matter at all. And I bet you knew that. Your whole life, you knew you didn't matter. Because you can't love. You piece of shit. You got nothing here. Nothing. You can't hurt me. And everything you did, I've accepted. I feel like I can breathe. And you seem like a very petty little man. And you're dead. And I'm not. And I'm glad. Whether it was God or the universe, somebody finally gave you what you deserved. And I feel like I could just float away right now. That was one of the scariest things I've ever done. Fuck you. Fuck you in the ear. Fuck you sideways. Fuck you in the pits of hell. You are nothing. So stupid.
All this fucking time I've been held down by a thought? Really? So it was just that it was a thought that I couldn't say. And now it's nothing. I mean, it happened. I know it happened. I could see it all in my head, but it doesn't have that impact that it did. My heartbeat is fine. I can talk. No tears. My head is killing me. My ears are ringing. And I'm afraid to look at the screen because I haven't paid attention the whole time because I'm just talking. Guess I'm talking to you. It always pissed me off that you died before I could confront you. It's like you thought I forgot. I did forget for a long time, but I don't have to be afraid of remembering anymore. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt her. She's a part of me now. She gets to grow up with me and be goofy with me. I will get her every puppy she's ever wanted. I will make every one of that little girl's dreams come true. Just to spite you. She's mine. I protect what's mine. And you can just go fuck yourself. You irrelevant piece of shit. You fucking inadequate beta bitch fucking bullshit perverse narcissistic evil sack of crap. Fuck you. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've been waiting to do that for so many years. I just needed to not be more afraid than I was willing to get to the bottom of that and get it out. Because, see, Dad, there's things more important to me now than being afraid of you. And you're not going to get in my way ever again. Sorry, you're just not. You're not important enough to stop my life. And now I gotta suck it up, read this chat, and I'm afraid of what they're gonna say to me, but I'm gonna light a cigarette first because I have no weed to smoke. I really wish I did. I'm not looking, guys. Just bear with me. Okay. Chat. There we go. Alrighty. I guess I'm going back further. And further. Jesus Christ. Okay, oh boy, you're up and out. Remember to check out Winning Reality. Blah, 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 blah. That's me. Actually, don't get nervous. Disassociation is the subconscious mind protecting conscious mind. I get it. It's okay. Thank you, T-Rex. Be okay. I am so sorry you decided to drop in now. God. Oh, what time is it? 1050. That's not bad. That's not bad. And my therapist and shrink are going to be so happy. I think Winning will be happy too, even though he wasn't here for it, but that's good. Sean, do you need to talk to a professional about this, Shelly? Seriously. Sean, I do talk to professionals. Okay. I got 2 of them. See, yeah. Jacob said, "Hey, Shell, stop and take a breath, hon. You're beginning to hyperventilate. We're here, we're listening, and we have all the time in the world." Thank you very much, Jacob. You're very sweet. No need to rush through the story. Well, yeah, there was, because I didn't know if I could get it out. And once it started coming out, I couldn't, It's like you can't hold back the ocean once you welcome it, If you open the dam, it's going to come through no matter what. T-Rex, I'm so proud of you for telling us, Shelly. I know how hard this is for you. Thank you, T-Rex. And what's funny is I didn't have to say the details, but I was able to see them and experience them, and still I have no chest tightness right now. There's nothing blocking my voice. I feel clear-headed. Except that the cat just fell off the bed. What happened to you? Boy? All right, whatever. That was good. Jacob Peace, that's my girl. Yeah, every man's biggest fear is to be forgotten, to be seen as nothing. So you keep telling him that until eventually his memory completely fades. Really? I didn't know that. And that's all I feel, is that he's nothing. He doesn't get to have any kind of say in my life ever again. He can't touch me. He can't touch my kids. And wherever he is, he can thoroughly go fuck himself. In fact, I hope where he is, there be dragons. Lots and lots of dragons. T-Rex with the super chat. You're so crazy. I'm so fucking proud of you, Shelly. You're literally the strongest person I know. I know how hard that was, and you're fucking amazing. Thank you, T-Rex. That buildup has been coming, and I knew it was going to come to some type of crescendo. Holy crap, though. The maniacal laughing was a bit spooky. That wasn't maniacal. That's just me. That was actually just realizing that I gave this fucking thought, and I throw away thoughts 1,000 times an hour. They mean nothing because they have no weight. They have no significance. I just think them and toss them. And all that was a thought, or a series of thoughts. And it just webbed out into every single fucking aspect of my life. And it grew and it grew and it grew, and it seemed impossible. Like I had physical reactions to that. And it's hilarious to me that they're just thoughts. Yes, they happened. They're done. They're way back. And they're not going to happen again. Not to me, not to my kids. I protected my kids. I made sure they were okay. They were just words, just thoughts and words. And they ruled me, and now they can't. They absolutely can't. And maybe that was the purpose. Maybe that was my purpose. Because I know there's people out there whose past haunts them every day. And I can tell you right now, part of what feeds them is knowing that they continue to hurt you long after they're gone. That power that they have. A little bit he took that power, and a little bit I gave him that power to hold it over me. Because I was afraid. I was afraid of what people would think of me, how they would see me. I was afraid that I would see myself differently. I was afraid I would see some point where I asked for it, because he always would say that. Oh, you wanted it. You asked for it. No. You miserable, lying son of a bitch. No. I didn't. And fuck you for making me think I always did. Like a 3-year-old knows what that is. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, let's make me completely uncomfortable in my own skin. That's great. Let's make me like build walls and barriers and different ways to keep people at arm's length. Let me just be mean my whole life. Let me have that mean mug. No, he doesn't get that anymore. He doesn't get to put darkness in my life. I won't allow it. I just won't. I think we all know once I say something is something the way it is, then that's the way it fucking is. So yeah, I can ignore it. I could ignore him. He's got absolutely no power in my life. Oh God, how much of my life was fucked because I had to come to this point. Time and place. Everything has a time and place. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. Everything happens for a reason. Somewhere, someone's going to hear this. And they're going to realize they're okay. Wasn't their fault. You hear me? Wasn't your fault. It can't hurt you now. It really can't. It can only hurt you as much as you let it. That fear keeps you tied to it. The shame. Oh, the shame makes you feel absolutely 100% the ugliest, most horrendous thing on the planet. Unlovable, untouchable, unwantable. But you're not. You're really not. Unless you choose to be a piece of shit, that's your choice. They didn't make you that. They might have taught you how to do it, but it's up to you. It's up to you to be different, to see where it's coming from, to break that cycle. I will never, ever inflict that kind of pain and shame on anyone. And I won't allow it in my world. It's just not going to happen. Not around me. And if it does, I will get justice for that person, even if I have to do it myself. Because all you motherfuckers that prey on little girls and little boys, you are the lowest pieces of shit in this world. And we all know what happens to you. Maps go on the wall. So all you fuckers just get on the wall, line up, do your job, because that's where you belong. I hope you all face justice. I really do. Because the people that you hurt, they deserve a little payback. I know it's probably somebody would say that's unhealthy. Fuck that. I'm not your victim. No. It's not even that I survived you. I beat you. I did a lot of things wrong in my life, but I did a lot of things right. And I can honestly say that you don't influence me to act a certain way. I didn't pick up your habits. I didn't buy into your bullshit. I didn't go with your perversions, because I guarantee if I did, I probably would have felt better about what happened to me. But no, instead of being angry and doing that to anybody else, I made sure to be angry and, hurt myself until I could deal with it. And now I have. And God, you're a little man. It's just this teeny speck. I guarantee of all the people on earth, I'm one of maybe 5 that even remember you existed. You existed, but you never lived, did you? Because you didn't know how to love anybody. And in my eyes, if you're not loving somebody, you're not living. And I plan to live my life. I love hard. I love with everything I've got. And if my heart gets broken, then it gets broken. I'll survive. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to sing that song. I already sang the whole thing in my head just now. Oy vey. All right. Back to chat, because this is going to come to a close very soon. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, T-Rex. I appreciate it. It'd be nice if it wasn't orange. It's not like a special orange. What a fucking grand slam to end that, girly. The maniacal laugh was a bit spooky, but warranted. I've only heard that laugh one other time. Yes, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. And it's the same thing of realizing, you petty little bitch. Like, I fucking can't with you. You're not man enough to fucking hold a candle to me. Okay, get out of here. Like, I'm more woman than you're ever going to be man. So you lose. And it's the same thing. Narcissistic pieces of shit. And I'm just going to do what I always do. Slam that fucking door and forget they exist. In regards to the whole being forgotten being the biggest fear of men, probably didn't know, because most men don't know. It stems from a subconscious desire to leave a legacy and a lineage. Okay. Mr. Chippy sure missed a good meal with that one. But better below the dirt than above, I suppose. Mr. Chippy. That's a new one for me. I wasn't sure that this was where I was going to wind up today. I knew it was coming though, because I've been feeling more and more invisible and irrelevant and unnecessary. Yeah, just roving along. I was getting to the point where I was like, does anybody hear me anymore? Like, when I speak, can people not like hear me? Can you not answer something? I got to bounce. Shell. Have a lovely day and talk soon. Yes, don't forget Winning's unveiling reality tonight. At the moment, I can't think what it's about because my brain is oatmeal, but it's definitely, he put the short out with the weekly thing. So if you can, have a look. It should be really, really good though. I think it starts 8:00 tonight. I don't know. You know, I'm terrible with times. And right now I'm a little like, I'm a little succulent. So we're good.
But you have a lovely day, dear. Jacob Peace. Oh my God. Oh my God.
See, I've been crying. So yeah, I got the whole thing. Lady Awesome. Do you know how much of this was you're doing? So much of this was you're doing. I don't know what it was, but it was, I knew you had to be around. You know, you had to be present because for some reason when you're there, I'm more comfortable showing a vulnerability, you know? That's right, Jake, the original Q. I knew that I knew it. I'm waiting. Okay. Alrighty. So, all right, you're all going to think I'm crazy talking to like the ghost. I'm talking to the ghost of Winning Reality. Winning Reality, what would you like? What can I do for you? Look at the last clip in the brand. Uh-oh. No, I'm not playing that. It's not going to happen. It's just not. Don't do it to me. I will never forgive you. Never, ever, ever. I hate you so much sometimes. Ugh. Oh, I don't want to. Fine.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Winning made that little gem yesterday. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I can't with you. Oh God. You know, it wouldn't bother me except that my religion teacher in high school, in the all girls school, looked just like him. Even walked with like his butt out and like he always touched his like thumb to his pinky and had like the little, like, I don't know, it was a weird thing, but it was just like, okay, ladies, eyes on me, eyes on me. It was like, I'm super Christian. I was like, yeah, you sure are. You're super gay, super gay. Oh God, I hate him so much sometimes. Thank you, Winnie. I can't. Anyway. Shelly, you're like a second mom for me. Thanks, T-Rex. I know we get on each other's nerves. Yes, because you're like a second son to me. So yeah, you would get on my nerves. I'm a fuck up sometimes, but that's what kids do. I know you take me on as one of yours. And I appreciate you for that. Yes, you are one of mine. Last said, I'm so glad you feel better and I'm always around. Well, you and I have to talk because I want to do a show with you and someone else. It's their idea. They would like someone there who is a strong woman in her feminine energy, who knows what she wants, has been, down both sides of that road and is finally, you know, comfortable in what she feels is her place in life. And he was like, I need a really strong woman. And the only person I could think of to fit every criteria he had is you. And well, no, it was you and Lady Rackets, but I was never going to ask her. And I know you, so I would really love it if you would, you know, talk about it more later, you know, like find me in Discord or whatever. So, yeah. So I think you're awesome. That's why you're Lady Awesome. We can't end yet. And you said, why are you crying? Girl, I had a breakthrough, not a breakdown. It's a difference. I can smile at the end of a breakthrough. At a breakdown, you might as well just put me in like the white jacket and throw me in a padded room. T-Rex said you're one of mine too. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I do. Thank you. Lady Awesome said it's a common mantra I've used since sewing that on us. And yeah, I had to leave for work. Pretty sure I missed something important. Sorry. Oh, honey, you just missed me just letting it all out. As much as the important stuff had to get out. The details didn't matter. The connection to everything. Just admitting it out loud, like the worst part. That's what I needed. And you just, you know, you guys are always there for me, you know, and I just wanted to be able to let somebody hear this who maybe doesn't have the courage to try. I mean, I've tried so many times and never gotten to this point. And it just felt like it had to happen. And I feel better. And I'm smiling, which I didn't think I was going to do today. And I just feel good. I feel really good. And I thank you guys for being here and for believing in me and giving me the grace to go out and fuck up and say horrible things. And you make a difference in my life. And I'm glad for every one of you. I really am. Oh, what kind words. I'm in your Discord. Of course. Yes, I will hit you up. I have this thing where I go into Discord and I go, oh, I have to do this. And then somebody distracts me. And I forget because I'm just like laser focused on one thing. But I'll get better. And how are you, Elephant? How are you? It's been an emotional day, but you know, again, we were talking about paths. Follow the yellow brick road. What did she find out? That big, oh fuck, I really do things for a fucking reason. That huge big presence that ordered her around and put her in harm's way and did a lot of damage to her and her friends. It was just a shitty little man who had no accomplishments of himself behind a curtain, working the levers. He was nothing. He couldn't even take off correctly. He was a fuck up. And to cover that up, he became this big, you know, I am hot. You are a little man. Shut the fuck up. I sent a novel earlier in chat. I meant what I said. You did? Where? I didn't see no. Oh. How the hell did I not see that? It must have. Morning, Shelley. I'm behind a little. You're loved. It wasn't your fault. He can't hurt you anymore unless you allow him. He's dead, and you have power over the memories. Yes. Thank you, Ellie. That was perfect. I love that you come here and you hang out because you and Lady and Rabbit and Inya and what you call it? I can't think of names. Words are hard today. T-Rex and Jacob and winning and like everybody, you give me so much more strength than I had before. And I cannot express how much I love you guys. Thank you so much for what you said, Ellie. I mean, you're awesome. You and Lady Awesome are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I know I'm not the most eloquent today, and like I know my numbers are going to be shit, and I'm so happy about it. But it's just like this had to happen. It had to happen, and I feel good about it. I feel really good about it. I feel a lot freer. Tons freer. Ellie said, to be honest, I'm not a morning person. I'm always getting ready for my day. I was never a morning person, ever, ever, ever. I'm a night person, but I've changed my sleep habits lately. And I've been going to bed earlier and getting up, earlier. And I was thinking of maybe pushing this show back to 7:30 because there are some people who they just catch like the last, like their tail end is my very like first minute, and they're like, fuck, I gotta go to work. And I'm like, so maybe I'll start a little bit earlier. I still want to keep to 3 days a week as a definite, and then do like, Tuesday or Thursday if, I'm awake and I'm up for it. Because you do burn out, and I don't want to burn out like I did before. Because I mean, this isn't my only show. I do the show with Winning, and then I do all his modding for him, which is a lot. I'm always popping somewhere, like popping over to Expert, talk to them, and hanging out with T-Rex. So yeah, like my days have gotten a lot more full, and I like it that way. I don't want to look at this like a job. I never want to be obligated to show up. I want to show up because I want to show up, and I miss you guys. That's why I'm here. You're my crew. You're my la familia. My husband tried tricking me into being a morning person. He learned that I'm not nice. No more tricking me. Yeah. Yeah, that you never want to be the one to wake me up unless you're going to wake me up a certain way. Like otherwise I will get growly. I mean, I might be nice, but don't ask me to like jump through hoops until I've been awake about a half an hour. Because otherwise I'm just going to be bitchy. You've been warned. You said the thing that needed to be spoken. So you could hear yourself say it. And you could laugh at the idea and tell them to fuck off. Yeah, basically. Lady said, was never early to rise type person. I was more of a night owl. But my husband now, up before the sun. Yeah, tell my husband now I'm up before the sun. Isn't it funny how you like your whole rhythm changes to match somebody else? Ellie, I woke up swinging. Oh, pineapples or like fists? Or well, maybe they're not mutually exclusive. I don't know. It depends. Is it an upside down pineapple or any pineapple? Because seriously, like if I put a pineapple outside the door and it's just a regular fucking pineapple, what does that tell people? That I'm like Hawaiian? I'm tropical? What? Like I'm in the mood for like a kebab? What? I mean, if it's upside down, that means you and your husband come on and we'll switch. I don't get it. Oh, fists? I don't want to fight when I just wake up. Yeah, that's fuck time. You just don't fight like that. I just answer everybody all the time. I just hate everybody all the time. If I'm in a bad mood, morning, noon, or night. I read that morning, wood, and night. I know where my head is. I would prefer to be a night person, but school and work doesn't allow it. Lady heard it. I heard it was upside down. I heard it was upside down too. But like, what happens if you don't know that? First of all, I didn't know about that shit till last year. That's news to me. Why a pineapple? Why? I mean, a banana I could see, but like a bunch of bananas I could definitely see. Maybe even like some coconuts, but a pineapple? Why a pineapple? I don't get it. There's got to be a reason. Everything has a goddamn symbol in this world. So why an upside pineapple? Yeah, I know. But girl, Ellie, you should know by now. There's a reason that Nick and I get along. It's because we're just very focused. We're like, yeah, we succeed over here, but what we're really after, it's like, hey, you ready, honey? Like, at least he's got a honey. I have batteries. That's what I've got. Inyamers, what's an upside down pineapple? I'm so confused. Oh, do you not know? Oh my goodness. I know those freaks ruin pineapples for everybody. For everybody. Every time I hand my son a pineapple, because he loves to cut pineapples and he'll eat the whole fucking thing. Like he'll come by me and go, here, you want some? I get like 2 pieces. I'm like, you realize that was like an $8 pineapple and I only got like a bite. You're allergic to pineapple. No, I'm allergic to pineapple juice. There's a difference. So I'm allergic to the latex, the natural latex and the outsides. Yeah, they ruin pineapples for like everybody, well, except the swingers. So that's what it means. And yeah, an upside down pineapple. There we go. Words. If you put that like out by your mailbox, then they know that that's where the swingers are. That you're having a swinging party. Means that you're willing to throw your pussy on the table and be like, who's any takers? Like, I could never do that. I could never do that. Oh, God. It's funny because I could talk about dick all day long. I could talk about going down on a girl. I could talk about all that. None of that bothers me. I could discuss it all. But when it comes to like me in a relationship, I don't step away from that person. Not for a moment. I can't do it. I'm just not the cheating type. I mean, that's one of the things, like, I remember my mother, I had this conversation with her and she said, but you know, so-and-so was married. I said, and? I wasn't. And she was like, what? I said, no. I was like, don't get it twisted. Like, I let it happen. Yeah, but I wasn't the one that took vows. He took vows. She's like, it doesn't bother you. No, because I knew I wasn't going to keep him. Like, I didn't want to break up anybody's family. He was there. I was there. It happened emotionless for me. Because that's how sex has been for me for the last, like, ever. Like, forever. Just emotionless. Because why would I put emotion in it? It did nothing but ever, like, torment me my whole life. And I don't want to be like that anymore. I don't want emotionless. I don't want it to leave me feeling as empty as it always did. It's like, yeah, I got skills and everything, but what the fuck for? Like, why is that important? I put so much emphasis on that because I didn't want to deal with my feelings. I know that now. Because now that, like, I can't really, how to describe it. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And it didn't even take me a half an hour. And now, like, that void where I used to keep all those black, dark thoughts, that feeling of, you know, oh, you're a piece of shit. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. But not directed at him, directed at me. You know, I still wanted to please. I still wanted to, you know, win his approval or something. And now I just don't give a fuck. That man is in no position, even when he was alive, to judge me. I don't want his approval. God, for him to approve me, I'd have to turn into him. And I'm never going to do that. So he can be as disapproving as he wants. I'm sure somewhere a demon is turning him inside out from the asshole first as we speak. Because God does love me. As I know you do. I know that you do. Even though you hate me a little bit. I know that you love me and you're going to make him suffer in perpetuity. And I'm down with that plan. I would love to be magnanimous and say, oh, God, forgive him and what I forgot. I don't forgive him. I'm not forgetting, and fuck him. He could roast in hell for eternity. And that's just fine with me. That's just fine with me. I had no clue, but that's so random. Were you not around when we were making fun of Jeff? When he was wearing his pineapple shirt and we were like, ooh, and he was like, no. And it had like 2 pineapples that were upside down, like right over his boobies. It was so funny. Jeff's a swanger. Hike your swang. That's probably what he'd wind up with. Well, maybe not in Korea. South Korea, I'm sure he'd wind up with some little, like, I don't know, obedient thing. I don't know. I didn't know until last year either. Really? God, we all live in like friggin', I don't know. Upside down pineapple is the national sign for swinging couples. Yeah, but I don't get it. Why a pineapple? It's not like they're easy to hold. I thought it was just people joking that when I saw a pineapple flag upside down. Did you go over for coffee? Were you the dessert? I'm just wondering. I laughed till I couldn't breathe. Yeah, and that was my reaction when I found out, because it was one of the teachers in our school. And I knew she was having problems with her husband. And it was just so funny because somebody came to work and they were like, so she threw a party this weekend. I was like, I don't want to say her name. I was like, we'll call her Mandy. How about that? We'll call her Mandy. And she threw a party, and I was like, what do you mean? She threw, like, none of us were invited? Really? Because we were all tight. Like, we hung out together all the time. You know, we all got drunk together. We'd bitch about the kids together because we all worked together. And I was like, it's odd. Like, she never throws a party and doesn't invite us. Like, we always, like, what kind of party was it? And the guy who told me got real, real red. And I was just like, what? Like, what was it? And he was like, well, it involved pineapples. I said, she had a luau? I thought she had like a tiki party or like something. And I was just like what? He was like, no. You know what the pineapple is. I was like, it's a fruit? Where are you going? Because who the hell could have guessed that? And he was just like, for swinging? I was like, swinging on what? Swinging. No. I was like, it took me a minute. And like all our friends were all together in my classroom, and I'm sitting, you know, at my desk, Queen holding court as usual. And they're all dumbfounded because they're just like, I don't get it. Like, what's with the pineapple? What's this? They're swinging. Swinging what? Like, the kid plays, well, we all know her son. We're like, he plays baseball, but like, what's going on? And I was just sitting there hysterical laughing because I was like, oh, no, you got that wrong. I was like, there's no way. She's so square. There's no fucking way. Sure enough. And then she pops up with another teacher from school. She leaves her husband and goes and embraces her very lesbian lifestyle. Are you shitting me? This is why I say, like, threesomes can go very, very badly. Like, any kind of stepping out can go very, very badly because it fucks with your mind. You know, you're like, oh my God, it's because it's new. If you've been with somebody 20 years and then they go and they meet somebody who's like, oh my God, you're so wonderful. You're so this. Let's do this. Da, da, da. They're going to be enchanted. They're going to be like, oh, look, it's shiny and new. And that's just what she did. And unfortunately for her husband, the one that, was laying out all the compliments was really, really good at it. Super good at it. And she stole his wife away. Could have knocked me over with a fucking feather, I'll tell you. I'd be fine if my husband wanted to, but there couldn't be a relationship, especially if it was letting another woman in. Stay away from my man's heart and wallet. It's not the heart and wallet that I worry about. I'm very possessive. Like, if that dick is mine, that dick is mine.
I guess that makes me the devil.
Unfucking believable.
Sorry.
He thinks he's funny. I knew you were still there. I just didn't know you were listening. Anyway. Because he wants me to like do this and not interrupt me. So he's sitting backstage just listening and throwing up his little, his sense of humor. Fucker. And I can't breathe. I mean, we don't go out looking for it, so it's never going to happen anyway. Oh, trust me. I never went out looking for threesomes. They just kind of fucking happened. Okay? Basically, just bitch would just fall into my lap, and once she's there, I know what to do with her. But hell no, I chose not to share. I don't like sharing the D. I just don't. That belongs to me. It has a shelf life. Everything coming out of there is going into me one way or another. Okay? Mine.
I'm going to assume a missionary position, and I'll probably be holding it for a very long time.
What was that?
I'm looking forward to taking it all in.
Yeah, that's cool.
I hate you so much, Winning. So much.
Sorry.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Wait, who's backstage? Who do you think? Who do you think is backstage being supportive but quiet because he's trying to work as well? Or maybe he's done working. I don't know. But he's back there because that's the only way to keep him quiet. So he butts in with the clips. I really wish we would have played that on Nerd's birthday. God, what a missed opportunity. Last said, I love winning reality. I'm sure you do. Everybody does. Everybody does. Elephant said wait. Who with the what? Wait. He did. I view God like an old wise grandpa. God loves everyone. He doesn't like when we hurt ourselves and others. There will be justice. Be patient. Yeah, I can be patient. But I don't really care what happens to him now. Like, I know he's going to pay for everything he ever did to me and every other kid out there. Because I wasn't the only one. But he's nothing. He's absolutely nothing. No matter what he did, I lived a good life. And I'm going to keep living my best life. And I'm not burdened the way I was. It feels clean. I feel clean. Like I mean, the only way I'm feeling dirty is if I choose it. And yes, girl, choose it all the time. But that's my terms. Like I said, I fucking love the clips turning. Yeah, I know, lady. I know. You should see. And like on the brand part, like the amount of clips, they just keep going and going and going. He even has some labeled "Do not play." Like can only play them backstage. So it's like, okay, those are fucking funny. Y'all, I begged and I'm still begging my husband to do the OnlyFans that Rackets had. I can't ask without laughing hysterically.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
So he doesn't think I'm serious. I mean, how could you possibly talk about that and be serious? I mean, I know you're serious, but you can't talk about it like without laughing. Come on, it's fucking funny. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no. So many people have so much to say about Rackets, and I think it's hilarious. Nobody would ever see his. No, but they'd see other important parts of him. Would you stop? Really, Kat? She's trying to get me to brush her, so she's like, took the brush off the table, and she's like, "Here, no, my brush, not yours." I don't know. They got into so much trouble just for the whole bottle in the ass thing. Could you imagine if they had like the OnlyFans? She said, "We could be rich. I would for sure read quotes." A nice long penis. And what would I be doing? Ingesting the word? Like, I can't. That's one way of making a bitch pay for it. Be like, eat your words. Go ahead. Like, oh my God. I wanted to say it, but the words got stuck in my throat. Wait. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Ah, he just said, "Oh my God, that's you." Is what if it was like writing on the head of a pin? Like, could you imagine if somebody wrote like, I don't know, like everything on that? It would be hard to do though, because how do you keep it hard that long? That would take a long time. That could be unhealthy. Right? She said, ouch. That would be unhealthy. And besides that, if that's, up and like waving at me, I have manners. I just have to go over and say hello. And how do you say hello? With your mouth. There you go. I'm nothing if not the most polite being on earth. But better look good, because otherwise I ain't touching it. So, well, this was a lovely day. Oh my God, I can't, because now I'm just picturing the penis with like everything written on it. And me going, time to eat my words. God. I hate my brain sometimes. I really do. And y'all are degenerate just as much as me. So at least I don't feel like I'm by myself. Anyway, it is 11:40 on the East Coast, and I have purged the hopefully worst parts of what I was holding in. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for understanding, for being strong when I can't be, and for not being affected by it, like not seeing me different. This has been an amazing day. And I'm so proud that I did it and it's done. And I just feel good. I feel I can't stop smiling. So thank you. I love you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your hump day. And I will see you in the funny papers. Is there a clip you would like to play, Winning? Oh God, he's going to play that one. Son of a bitch.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Yeah, listen up. Let me tell you about a girl from Jersey. She was looking so fine with her hips so curvy. I wanna over down to Seaside Heights and I boardwalk fight at the end of the night. Hey, hold up, got a situation, got condensation from the girl's gyration. She's hot like the girl next door with a tig gold bitties that I can't ignore.